Welcome to the Braylon Edwards Show with Shep.
Touchdown, Braylon Edwards.
Braylon Edwards, touchdown, Michigan. Timing pattern to Edwards, touchdown, Michigan.
Where we bring you the best in sports, entertainment, and insight. Join us every weekday from 2 to 4 p.m. as we break down the latest games, analyze the biggest plays, and dive into the hottest topics in sports. We'll have exclusive interviews with your favorite athletes and guests, and you'll get a front row seat to all the action. So tune in to the Braylon Edwards Show with Shep.
Got one-on-one going end zone. Edwards in the air. Oh, what a catch by Braylon Edwards. His second touchdown of the game.
On the Woodward Sports Network, where sports comes to life.
What up, though?
Happy Tuesday, everybody. With the Fonz, I'm Shep. Kool-Aid is here.
Hey!
Sweet Potato Cam is here. We're fired up. We're really fired up for another edition of the Braylon Edwards Show. A lot to get to, including some NFL news regarding the Lions. Do you want to dive right into it? Or is there something else on your mind today that might take us astray for a moment? Yesterday,
Cam's crustache.
Yeah.
He dropped a word on us just now that me and Kool-Aid had never heard before.
So what? Wait, yeah, that's right.
We were calling him NMC, no mustache Cam, for a little minute.
Yeah, he had lost it for about a week, right?
Yeah.
Is that about right?
It is, yeah.
Okay.
Actually, about a week
And
ago.
what would you call that? Would you classify that as a...
Sporting that crustache.
How long does it take you to grow it?
For it to fill in,
Yeah.
I'd say probably like 3 weeks.
I
So we're a week and a half in.
I thought you were...
Terrible.
I figured he was just like a next day guy, to be honest with you. It's taking you some time.
He doesn't-
Oh, yeah.
he
He's got
doesn't
some
have
sweet
that.
cheeks.
I can't
still.
grow a full beard either.
If he were Jesse outside, Jesse, yes.
Next-
Him, no.
7 o'clock p.m. Jesse.
What's the longest you've let it grow? Have you had a stash? Have you
Well,
had
remember
a beard?
I had the handlebars going there, the little thing?
I remember it. Oh, yeah.
I can't do the sides.
Why'd you get rid of that? Too much
I
food
hate
getting
it.
caught?
I'm doing this the whole time.
Have you ever bite your mustache? You ever
No,
bite
if
it?
I'm doing that the whole time. I hate it. I'm licking the corners. It's stupid.
Cam, do you do that? You bite the mustache?
No. I end up pruning it back once I wake up and it, half of it's in my nostrils.
What's the worst facial hair? I'm going to tell you right now. It's the flavor staver.
I would. Oh,
Just that.
okay.
Like, even the nickname is disgusting.
I was gonna say ear hair is
Well.
the worst.
Now, that's something I can grow.
Okay, is that fair?
That is very
Still,
fair.
it's still part of the face.
You know,
right?
Shep,
That's fair. That's the one.
I
Bushy eyebrows.
Shep, I screwed up. I screwed it up with a
That's
keeper,
what Mike Vrabel said.
an absolute keeper. Yeah, like Vrabel,
Yeah,
different circumstances.
for sure.
She loved my ear hair, and she didn't own a purse. I
Oh,
fucked
man,
that
that's
up.
keeper. Could she cook, too?
No,
Oh.
and she wouldn't eat leftovers at all, which was a bonus for me. Like if that was an hour old, it was bad.
You have no problem with leftovers?
Hell no, bro. If you go broke one time in your life, Shep, which I hope that you never have,
I have. Trust me, I have.
you don't throw food away after that.
Yeah, look, my mom grew up in the Depression. My father was in World War II, so as kids, we had to finish everything on our plate.
Hell,
And we literally
me too,
sat
man.
at the table
Hey, clean
until
plate
it was
club.
all done.
They're
Okay? And it
starving
was-
kids in Africa,
and
man.
it was some of it was not great.
I didn't know you had membership,
man.
man.
It was not great.
Shout out Clean Plate Club.
Yeah. So, but now, I'm telling my wife just made a really good meal last night. She's like, I'm working tomorrow, so we'll have the leftovers. I said, I just had it last night. She said, well, yeah, we'll have it tomorrow. And I said, I'm not having
They
leftovers.
taste
2
better
days
the
after.
next day, Shep.
It depends on what it is.
Yeah, it does depend on what it is.
Chili, top of that.
Damn,
list.
answer so quick. What
Well,
is he talking about?
I could
And that's from a guy who usually,
Yeah.
he's willing to go just about anywhere.
Just brought in
with
2-foot-long kielbasa's today and smashed them with some coarse ground mustard.
food. Did you really? Oh man, I'm jealous.
Dude, fully raw Cam, bro.
Cam
I'm
is
telling you, dude. Like
Every man's man. This is the
it's
most
just a
interesting
raw-
man in the world.
sweet potato, raw kielbasa, something. Fully raw.
How
Cam.
long? How long does it have to be before you eat leftovers again?
I mean,
When will you?
I don't
not eat
hesitate the
them?
next day. I don't hesitate.
What is your cutoff?
I'm not doing it the next day.
You're not eating leftovers the next day?
But just a little bit.
Turkey after Thanksgiving, absolutely.
What about chili the next day?
Thanksgiving is
hot turkey
you get a waiver
sandwiches
for
stuff?
Thanksgiving.
For a week.
That's a good one.
Yeah,
For
You
a
do, you get a
week,
waiver.
Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
Throw a little cranberry sauce in
For
there.
sure.
some-
Yeah. I mean, it's going to be a while for me. It's going to be at least
What
a
about
couple
pizza,
of days.
dude? What about Buddies? I know you're eating at Buddies the next day.
Oh, you're cheating, Anson.
I know because he has to say yes.
Yeah, pizza might be a little different. It depends. I mean, if it's a Friday, Saturday, yes. If
Monday,
it's a
Tuesday,
Tuesday,
definitely
Wednesday,
no.
no, it's not. It's not.
It's not all happy days.
There are certain days. I mean, I just can't. I can't help it.
Shout out.
Yeah,
Happy
Monday,
Days.
Tuesday. Wait, nice job, Ron Howard.
Well done.
So, how about you, Kool-Aid? How long?
You know what? I think it depends on what it is. If it's pizza, I can eat that for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and then again
days.
the next day.
Wow.
Chinese food, same thing.
No.
But it depends. It
I'm
depends
like,
on
you
other
can eat
stuff.
that the
Getting like-
first day.
No, Chinese food I can eat the next day. The next day.
Okay.
Not breakfast, lunch,
It
dinner.
starts to
Chinese
turn
food.
into like super jello after that.
But that's it. After one day, no more Chinese food.
I'll be honest, Shep, it just depends on my belly.
So you have no problem, same after same after same every day.
Man, my best friend, we FaceTime like every day. And like within 3 minutes, he's telling me either what he cooked and what he ate, or what he's about to cook and what he's about to eat. Food is so big to so many people. I'll be honest, man. Like if we could just cut it all out and just save that money and the time, I'd be fine.
I am being somewhat hypocritical here because I could probably eat peanut butter and jelly every day.
Mr. Crustable.
That's my breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
You just said it was pizza.
Well, no, peanut butter. That's what I want to be my breakfast, lunch, and dinner. But peanut butter and jelly was all I
says
had.
he has one every day down in the Caymans.
He has
PB&J?
I love
PB&J.
it. I got to get the honey roasted
No.
Yeah.
What's the jelly?
strawberry jam.
Strawberry, raspberry, one of the two.
I gotta
Yeah,
rotate that.
Strawberry
Mine,
jam.
mine's got to be raspberry.
Now, I will
haven't
go
tried
for
that one.
grape like once every 3 months.
Can't do it.
Just one time.
I can do
jelly.
that in Uncrustables, but I can't do it if I was making it.
Yeah.
I know, it's weird. It's so stupid.
Sometimes I think
Don't
I'm
ask
alone
me.
in this world, and then there's Shep, man.
Don't ask me why. I just can't do it. I just can't do it.
Have you ever put Doritos in your PB&J?
No, but I used to put potato chips on my salami sandwiches.
Okay.
Bingo. Yep. Deli sandwiches.
Like
with
some
the chips
some
in.
like kettle chips on an old school. Like
Nope, they got to be better
Italian?
made. Got to be better made.
Okay.
I'm
He's
a
a particular
stickler
man.
for certain potato chips. Better made is it for me.
Have you had the Better Made ridged, all dressed up?
No.
Not
I
all
have.
dressed, all dressed up. They're
I
new.
have, yeah.
They're not everywhere,
Right.
and they're unbelievable. Because I like all dressed,
Why
but
don't you
they're
bring them in?
always.
Why don't you bring
Hold on,
some
what are
in?
you
I will
talking
do
about
that.
right now?
So they're called, all dressed is the Canadian style chip, and it has like a lot of stuff on it.
Okay.
But they're always regular chips. And Better Made came out recently with a ruffled all dressed, but they call it all dressed up. It's fire.
Somebody in the chat said,
Got me at fire.
somebody in the chat said Anson looks like he lived on Skittles and Red Pop for 30 years.
Hey. Cheetos and
Yeah,
Sprite.
because
for the rest of my
that's
life.
how
There
you
go.
keep a
There
six
you
pack.
go.
Dum. Where's your waistline looking these
We've
days, pal?
we've already had the Fago discussion in the past. Which Fago pop
It's
you gotta
it's so
have?
weird how people
Rock
will
and
shame
ride.
people that are in shape. Like you need to eat or you only eat this because they're fat as hell.
Well, we don't know that.
Oh, I know that, bro. I already know you're fat as hell at home.
I'm not sure Kevin is that. I think
Kevin's
he's
fat.
I think it's just kind of he's just kind of laughing his ass off a little bit at it.
Yeah, well, the chat likes to pick on me. They
You
especially
like that anyway.
No, I
don't
think
mind it.
honestly,
You're the
no.
heckler.
It doesn't. I don't mind it, but I have a deep fundamental issue with the deep-seated insecurity of men where they feel that it's commonplace to tease and make fun of each other. Like when I'm in here,
That's a woman's thing.
Right?
But that's what women do.
But behind their backs, men do it to our faces.
That's true. 100%.
And the
Cap.
thing is, like Cam and me, Kool-Aid, we come in, we're not busting balls. It's all positivity. Like spelling, you are literally casting spells. And the energy you put out there with your words are important, man. And you could break somebody down and just be playing, and they could be at home thinking about.
Yeah,
what
but I
you
would
said.
say I would say you just did what he did. You
yeah.
you automatically assumed
I'll never
he's fat.
start it.
And
I'll
Kevin
never
says
start it.
I'm 205. 205 is a good weight, unless he's 5'2".
Yeah.
then it's not a good weight.
Oh.
Or unless he's
now he's
6'9".
defending himself,
Unless
huh?
it's 6'9", and 205 is probably too thick.
Then he's just been eating Skittles and Red Pop his whole life.
Hey, clutch.
Somebody
Cam.
says
I'm going to try those.
Somebody says bologna, cheese, and Lay's potato chips. There you go, Maloney.
The crunch is crucial in those chips. Not all the time.
Here's the
Yeah, I'm
old
trying
stuff.
those.
Good work,
I've never
Cam.
tried those.
They're brand new. You can't. They're not even at
Savory,
Kroger. You
tangy.
can find them at most party stores right now.
Oh,
Okay.
They're phenomenal.
I ain't never seen these.
By themselves, right? I mean, just you don't have to have them with a sandwich.
No, but you can.
Savory, tangy, sweet bite. It doesn't tell me a lot. Is it barbecue?
It's like barbecue,
Garlic,
vinegar,
obviously.
Ketchup kind of taste. Like
Okay.
it's like the Canadian all dressed.
Okay.
So
All
if
right.
you've been up north and you've had the all dressed, this is them on steroids.
All right. So if we went this and we went barbecue and we went
Hot barbecue.
hot barbecue, close enough.
honey barbecue.
Okay. Fill in the blank for barbecue as we were getting to. And what about sour cream and onion? Or plain? What is it? What are we doing?
I like the cheddar and sour cream.
Okay.
That's
So you're an experimental guy. I'll guarantee you. Cam's like, they're just waiting for a sweet potato kind. What about you, Kool-Aid? You got the barbecue.
Yeah, those hot barbecue are
The hot barbecue.
those
What about
are
you,
we-
Cam?
Spicy. Anything spicy and
Yeah,
bold flavor.
Yeah, you like the spicy. I'm the plain chip guy. So that's me. All right?
No.
That doesn't
Shocker.
No.
plain chip guy. Right. Okay.
No.
What about Munchos? Thumbs up or thumbs down on Munchos?
Thumbs up
Yes,
on the
that was
munch.
every
Yeah.
roll.
On
shit.
occasion.
I just want you to know it's plain.
They are playing, but you throw some hot sauce on there.
Ooh,
Who puts hot sauce on
hot
chips?
sauce.
Hot sauce on chips and
All right.
popcorn.
Now you know what they do.
Really? And popcorn too?
And popcorn.
You know what they do
Fire.
in
Frank's?
Europe?
Yes.
In Europe, they mix
I don't live in Europe.
ketchup, coarse grain mustard with a little bit of mayo, and dip their plain potato chips
snap.
in that,
That's why
which
they're
is
whacked.
fire.
Yeah, that's why they're whacked.
No, I'm telling you, it's very good. Very good.
Okay.
Very, very good.
That's good.
Pizza, they put ketchup on pizza. Not a huge fan of that. Or when they
yeah,
mix
nah,
Coca-Cola and wine. Red wine and Coca-Cola.
Who does
They
that?
do that in Europe.
What-
They also mix tobacco with their weed.
Wait a minute. What kind of? We're in Europe.
Answer's so
I've been to Europe
disappointing.
plenty. I don't recall ever seeing wine and Coca-Cola mixed.
So I mean, I've seen it in Holland. I've seen
Okay.
it in Spain.
Oh, okay.
And then when I went to international school in Hungary, and so a lot of people in Hungary did it. The French did it, but she told us that she had to hide it, that she did that. That like if she did that at home, she'd get in a lot of trouble. But it's not terrible. It's not good.
What's the one particular sandwich or dish that you've got to have it a certain way? You're not gonna like some people will say, never would I have pineapple on my pizza. Okay, for me it's not a huge deal. I can pick the pineapple off. I wouldn't eat it with pineapple, but I can pick the pineapple off. For me, do you guys like tuna fish sandwiches?
Yes.
Okay, so do I. What's in the tuna?
Not way too much mayonnaise.
Okay.
Oh my God! When
All
it's
right. So
like
you're out on
drippy and
Subway,
wet.
which I get. I'm just asking, what else is in it? Because some people like certain things in it. They like thyme in it.
Not celery.
So I like
Little bit of
celery.
onion.
Oh.
That's it.
Celery.
What
is
about
just,
onions?
Just no
Onions
point
for
to
me.
celery.
What about onions?
Onions, I'm down with.
So I can't handle the onions.
Pickle jalapeno.
But celery has no taste, Shep. It's just crunch.
Yeah, it's good enough for me. There is
Got
a
a little
taste.
salt. Yeah, you got a
What
little.
about olives in your tuna fish sandwich?
I can't say that I've ever had
olives
that.
not
I
on
can't.
my
I
tuna
can't do that.
sandwich,
I
no.
can't
Like
do that
green
at
or
all.
black?
Neither, man.
Both.
Neither.
Yeah, either. You do it all, huh?
I would do it.
On the tuna sandwich?
I don't discriminate.
I can see you
I
doing
don't,
that.
I'm telling you.
He's got like 12 things in his tuna.
He does. Yeah. It takes him an hour and a half to make
Pickled
a tuna fish sandwich.
jalapeno.
Never had tuna like this
roasted
before.
Listen,
garlic.
that's why
Parmigiano Reggiano.
when I go to a
Sweet
restaurant,
tuna cam.
I always at the restaurant, I'm always asking, what's in the tuna?
Yeah.
And here's what I inevitably get. Let me check. Nobody knows.
Do you like tomatoes?
I do, but not in tuna.
Okay.
Yeah.
Take a
On hamburgers, 100%.
open-faced tuna,
Yep.
Mama Wells style. Bread, tuna, cheese over it,
Oh, tuna milk.
and then a tomato on the top of it. Sit in the oven.
Yeah, couldn't do the tomato, but
telling you.
yeah,
Little
the
bit of
tuna
moisture.
melt. I do like the tuna melt,
Yeah.
which my wife always says is disgusting because how do you take something that's cold, the tuna, and put it in an oven, tuna and cheese, and put it in an oven and make it warm. Tuna warm is disgusting, she says.
I know
it can't be too hot for me.
Heaven forbid when you put cold salmon on the grill.
Hey, look,
Yeah,
SR
but you're
said
not
it
eating that.
has to have celery and dill relish.
You
They're
do
getting
eat
on you.
salmon raw.
So
It
dill,
says celery, too.
So dill is what my sister puts in it, and I won't eat it.
No dill?
It's disgusting.
What about
No-
dill
no
pickle
relish
soup?
at
Have
all?
you ever had dill pickle soup?
I have not, but I do like dill pickles.
Dill pickle soup is fire.
Do you do the relish
Polish.
in there?
Nope,
At all?
can't do the relish.
No relish?
Nope, I like relish on a hot dog, but not in tuna.
What about coleslaw, Shep?
Coleslaw, is it vinegar or mayonnaise based? I had a mayonnaise based.
Mayonnaise
It's just a
based.
despicable thing. There's so few
Just
out there that
light
are
mayo, a
good.
nice light,
I think-
kind of sweet mayo.
And like a
I
really
think
nice
coleslaw
restaurant.
and mac and cheese and fried chicken is awesome.
KFC coleslaw.
Oh gosh, now I'm hungry.
Comfort.
I don't really eat there.
Okay,
So
but like,
that places. I
he
mean,
makes his own famous bowls at home. Kool-Aid.
I avoid. Well,
Let's go.
Yeah. What you don't? You cook at home, don't you?
I make my own famous bowls at home. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay. I'm not going to the
I've done
places.
that, boy.
I'm not going to the places where I can't see what they're doing with my food. Do you follow what I'm saying? I want to be able to see what they're doing in the phone
Yeah.
with the food. There's too many scary situations there.
I like that though. The making our own bowls at home. I used to have the little minute potatoes and frozen corn.
Spicy
I used to
chicken.
give me some
Spicy
Spicy
chicken.
chicken. Put it in the microwave for a long time, man. Yo,
Hey, somebody,
Little cheese.
SR7187 says salmon salad is the best.
Some balsamic vinegar.
You know what?
Yes.
Credit to you.
Arugula.
I just
like
reading
salmon.
that makes me throw up.
wow.
Salmon salad. just reading it makes me throw up.
He had us in the first half.
But I'll tell you what, man. My wife eats salmon probably 3 days a week, and she's like, Matt, you want some? You already know the answer.
You're
There's
no
reason
salmon
to
guy?
ask. There's no reason to ask.
I love
Nope,
salmon.
nope, don't love it. I like halibut.
Halibut's
I
good.
like things that aren't necessarily quote unquote fishy. Okay, so whitefish I like. Grouper,
What about walleye?
Filet-O-fish.
walleye I like.
Love
Filet-O-fish. There you go, Anson. Back to the fast food places. No, thank you. All right, let's get into some football, shall we? Adam Schefter had something early this morning that was very interesting. And it seems like this happens every NFL draft where they start to pare things down. The casting net of first-round possible picks is super wide. And then the week of the draft, it's kind of, for me, the draft is almost like Christmas. I can't wait because of the buildup. But when it's just a couple of days away, it's like, okay, can we get it here? Can we get it here? That's how I feel about the NFL draft. I am tired of all the speculation. I can't wait for Thursday. But he thinks there's going to be a run on tackles. What do you think that means?
I mean, I've talked a lot about how good the offensive linemen are in this draft. And there's some really front-loaded great guys at the top. I do like the depth where we could scoop some guys, as we've talked about, later on in the 4th, 5th, in some project roles. But this is the last thing that you want to hear if you're Brad Holmes at this point, because you know that you've got to address that offensive line. And, you know, we talk about that list that this team compiles each year of players that they believe are first-round talent. And they stick hard to that list. You've seen them reach for guys and make you scratch your head for guys. And, again, I believe that they have that list again this year. I think it's shorter this year from what I'm hearing. So when you look at these front-loaded offensive...
How much shorter would you suggest?
I'm hearing 13 from my guy. I've heard 18 in the
The Lions
other
have
years.
13 first-round
Graded
grades on
guys
players
that
in
if
this
they're
draft.
not there at 17, I would pretty much
Trade back.
put money on them trading back. Absolutely.
Then how do they get to 13?
Good question. And there's a trade that my Lion Insider is telling me that is kind of in the midst of being made, is the number 17 would go from the Detroit Lions along with this year's 5th and next year's 3rd round so that they can move up to number 13, which would guarantee themselves to get one of those 13 guys. I would imagine that some slip. This is one of those scenarios where they're going to be watching the board. And as they get to 8 and to 9 and to 10, if those guys are starting to fall off the board quicker than that they had hoped, if there's no names, coming from that 18 to 20 area of guys that they didn't really think were going to go and start pushing players back to them, this deal, we talked about it last week. Now we're talking about it, Monday, and even more so this morning. Schefter's really talking about this being a real possibility. So I think that it's not something we see before the actual draft happens, but I think that if this run with offensive linemen happens, Shep, you'll see the Lions make a move to make sure they get their
Okay,
guy.
so can we just clarify something for people? The Rams currently sit at 13.
Correct.
Okay.
A team that they've done business with.
And that's where I was going. So if people are wondering, oh, come on, what's the validity to this and so on and so forth, here's the validity. Brad Holmes is very familiar, obviously, with members of the Rams front office. So this is something that I think could carry some legs, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely. And my guy's pretty strong. I mean, he's not always been right. Some of my draft picks in the past, like the Sione Vaki on the fly a couple months beforehand as well, that was all him. Again, you can never know exactly what's happening inside the head of a general manager, but we've gotten a feel for these guys over the 5 years of drafting, and this is they're starting to look like there's some real fire behind the smoke that we've been selling.
Well, what's
the last few
interesting
days.
here, I think, is that the Rams, the belief is that the Rams would use their first-round pick on a wide receiver. Mm-hmm. And if that's, and I don't know how much that has to do with Puka Nakua's situation or what, but they
escalated quick.
It sure did. They want to get a wide receiver. And it's believed that Mekhi Lemon, the wide receiver out of USC, who many people liken to Amon-Ra St. Brown, not just because they're both Trojans, but because of their size and how they play. Maybe they feel like he could be there for them at 17. And in addition to that, they get a future third next year and 1/5 this year. I don't have a problem with the fifth. Yeah. The third, it seems to be like they sure seem to be running from third-round picks. And I don't want to read too much into it. Would you do that to get one of the 13 players? That's first and foremost. Second of all, who are the 13 you view as first-round grades?
Let's do second of all first.
Okay.
Okay, you want me to go first?
Sure, go right ahead. And I'm going to, while you do this, I'm going to check off the guys I feel are the same. So in other words, we're looking at just, all we're saying is 13 players.
Correct.
That's it. We're asking, who are the first round graded 13 players?
I don't believe that Mendoza is on that list for the Detroit Lions.
Son of a gun. I don't
You thought I was going to miss that, didn't you?
No. I really thought, I thought you were going to have him for sure.
No,
since he's going one
no.
overall. All right, go ahead.
Love, Reese, Styles, Bailey, Downs, Tyson, Maui Goa.
Downs, hold on.
Love, Reese, Styles, and Bailey.
Yep, I got all them.
Downs, Tyson, Maui Goa, Fano, Proctor, and Ione. I don't believe that they have Tate on their top 13.
Okay.
The next,
you're saying this is who you
the
think
Detroit
the Lions
Lions,
have.
100%.
I thought it was your 13.
No, this is the
I'm
Detroit
sorry.
Lions. This is and honestly, if I'm the Detroit Lions, I'm not spending this first pick on a wide receiver. So why am I doing?
No, that's a good point.
Yeah. So whether it's me or the Lions, Mendoza and him are out. Now I look at Tyson. I know that they had a formal interview with him. What I've seen out of him, his brother's playing for the Cavaliers. They've got the pedigree. I believe he's on their board.
It's Jordan Tyson, in case people wanted the Arizona State
Jaylon
wide
Tyson is his brother that plays for Cleveland. So then after Maui Goa, you've got Fano, Proctor, and Ione. So 4, 8, that's 10. I believe that Freeling, Delane, and Miller, Blake Miller, round out that top 13.
That's you.
It is
not
me.
them. That's
That is me. But they've had him in for a formal interview.
Yep.
I place him above Ian Achor. Thieneman would be the guy that him and Miller, those are the two guys that, maybe Miller is their fallback option. Maybe that's why that they've met with him, because when they met with him, he was a second round guy. And when I first brought his name up with Bray 3-4 weeks ago, We both agreed. We both loved him. We both thought that by this day.
You're talking about Thieneman, the safety?
No, Blake Miller.
Oh, Blake Miller, yeah.
He was a second-round guy being mocked at that point. Yeah. And we both believed that by this week, he would be in the 20s. Now, I'm looking today on Mel Kiper. He's got him at 20. Mm-hmm. He's ascended quite a bit. Yeah. I believe that he was their fallback option, that they do like him, and that if at 17 they can't get one of their guys, they feel that they can move back to 21, 22. Add that third rounder that you think that they don't like, which it seems like they're allergic to, and that would be their dream scenario. So Thieneman would be the guy that I would put over Miller, and yes, Miller would be my guy at number 13.
Yeah, 21-22. Then you're talking about Pittsburgh and the Chargers. Mm-hmm. Pittsburgh, a lot of people feel like will go for a wide receiver. The Chargers, many people feel like will go for either an edge because of the loss of certain talent over the years, or maybe in another offensive lineman.
Yeah.
I think if their needs are the same as Detroit's, I don't know why the Chargers are going to deal with Detroit.
I'm a little more worried about Philly taking Miller at this point. That's why I say 22.
Yeah.
But 21, 22, maybe even just back down to 20, you get a fourth and a fifth or something. Blake Miller, I don't know, man. It seemed like they liked him. When they were going through the process, the guy continues to ascend. Again, Mel Kiper all of a sudden now has him at 20. It's a guy that I've been saying for a while. I wouldn't be shocked if that's number 13.
I like Ihe Anachor more than I like Blake Miller now, after studying it a little bit further, but I wouldn't be mad at either one. The only difference I had, you didn't put Tate in there, but the reasoning is sound. I get that. I had Tate in there, and I had Reuben Bain in there. Okay. So those are the only differences. All the other guys, I think that's universal. I don't think there's anybody out there in the football world who doesn't think that Reese, Love, Styles, Downs, Bailey, Delane, Fano, Ionye, Tate are top 10, 12 guys, 13 guys, like we just said.
Sure.
Those guys are all there. The question mark some people have, I've seen Freeling go as high as 6. The question would be Freeling, Thieneman, who some believe is as talented as Downs.
Or better.
I think fewer believe that, but they're
for sure.
as talented for sure.
There, though.
So, and obviously, I mean, I'm sorry, Tate's the best wide receiver in the draft, by all accounts. So, Carnell Tate's probably going top 10, okay? So, if I'm looking for 12 players, am I going to see, neither one of us said Mauioa from Miami.
No, I said Mauioa.
Oh, you did say Mauioa. Okay. So
he's my can't miss. I love him.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, he was a tackle. They're
We'll
going to move him to guard. I'd take Ionye over him as a guard, personally. And I think that I would take other tackles over him as well, like Freeling, for example. But anyway, who are the linemen now that you have to worry about being taken before 13 and not getting the guy the Lions want? Because you said Proctor, which surprised me for you because yesterday you said you're worried about him.
I believe that the Lions really like him.
Okay.
There's extensive formal interviews with him. They've gone down the rabbit hole with him. So to me, to answer your question, I believe it's Mauioa, Fano, Proctor, Ionye, and Freeling. I believe it's those guys.
Those are the four guys.
And if one of those, and if it looks like they're getting down to 13 and there's only 2 of those guys left and they don't think one of them is going to make it, I wouldn't be surprised if they pull the trigger to go get one.
Can I ask you this question? This is for everybody, and we welcome in the chat. Smash the like button if you can here on Woodward Sports. Do you think the Lions have been close to the vest with their drafts in the past?
Yeah.
Yes or no?
Oh,
yes,
very much so.
Yeah. Kool-Aid, yes.
100.
Cam, would you say close to the vest?
Yes.
We don't know what Brad thinking.
Right. So the Lions, 6 known reported visits. 6 known of the 30. That's the third fewest. 6 known. The only ones with fewer: Jacksonville 0, Rams with 4. Known that we're talking about guys.
Where'd you find that?
I found it in one of the NFL websites. Okay. 27 teams have had at least 10 reported visits. 19 teams have had at least 15. 7 teams have had at least 20. Okay? So, 6 reported post-combine visits. Local visits don't necessarily count. Jimmy Rolder's at Allen Park. That doesn't necessarily count. Okay? Fair enough? All right. If the Lions are so intent on controlling the message, don't you think with all all the hype and hoopla with Caden Proctor that goes against the grain of what the Lions would allow out there?
I mean, sure.
In other words, do you think there's?
Well, I mean,
is this one of those cases where smoke there's fire? Or
I mean, honestly, everything that I'm saying here, I completely expect Thursday to come and them to make a move into the 8 and pick up, downs. That's the way these guys roll. Like whatever they're leaking to their press pool, it just never seems to play true. We don't get we didn't know. When they were trading to tight end Hawkinson, we didn't know any of these moves. We didn't
know Gibbs. They didn't know we were moving up to get Gibbs.
For sure, they didn't know about Campbell. I mean, Laporta, all these guys.
Right.
The only guy that you kind of had an inclination that it might happen was the Monty deal. And that's the first time that we've really had some smoke behind a realist.
Oh, you're talking about when they acquired David Montgomery?
No, when they moved Monty.
Oh, I'm
just
sorry.
recently. And all of that was just because of some stuff on Twitter and him liking something. It didn't come from them.
Yeah.
So again, I look at this.
It was his social media.
But I'll tell you, Spenny nailed our Tyleek last year. My insider was like, I really think Tyleek's one of the top 3 guys that will go, and it's based on how they interviewed him. I don't know whether that's why Spenny chose that or whether that's one of the things that helped him come to that and nail that pick the way that he did last year. I knew their interest in Sione Vaki and how they had spent time with him, not only at the Senior Bowl, but also here in Allen Park. That is
something. A later round draft pick.
The biggest thing that people continue to miss on this, and people get annoyed with me when I say it, I know it, but the culture is more important than anything else to this team. And it probably will be for another 5 years until they can say, hey, we got 10 years of winning football under our belt. For the first time in the franchise's history, we can take some chances now. So, I don't know, man. I don't know. I believe that these guys are master poker faces when it comes to keeping it close. But at the same point, everything that Schefter's saying here makes a lot of sense. But at the same point, if it's front-loaded and deep, you can also go later. You can trade back. You can acquire more capital. It just depends. I still think that they should be spending on their defense at this point.
Kool-Aid, do you think that smoke or fire with Caden Proctor when they see how much is being released?
Man, part of me feels like it's a little bit of smoke just to try and throw people off the trail just a little bit. But if it wound up being the pick, it would be one that is at least at a position of need. I just know that there's some people who don't believe that he's the guy that's going to be, Proctor being the one that's going to be your next level. Now, I know Stick, our friend Stick, he is very, very high on Proctor, but me personally, I feel like in this draft,
Braylon is too.
There are some other ones that might fit a little bit better, especially short-term and long-term, what you're looking for.
Yeah, I think a team that is this careful with their message and this buttoned up, not allowing certain information to get out there, I don't know, man. I just don't see how so many people are predicting Proctor. Maybe it's just because of the need aspect.
These are the names that I have attending Allen Park for official interview beyond Proctor. Caleb Lomu, Caleb Banks, Jimmy Rolder, Donovan McCulley, Andre Fuller, DeMarcus Lacey, Tyree West, Jay Hunt, Derek Moore.
Local guys don't count.
Okay, and then Jay Sean Barham and TJ Guy as well.
Yeah. So, I don't know.
The Lomu, I've been hearing a lot of good stuff about. My insiders brought him up a few times as well.
I heard he's more of a guard.
Yeah.
And he played tackle at Utah.
No, I don't think that they'd be looking at him at a tackle at all.
Okay. Well, that tends to bother me. I mean, that has, and I'm burned by this. This is a different regime, and I got to get that out of my head. But the whole belief, why did you draft Riley Reif? Because he can play both. And I'll never forget, my conversation with the Lions brass. It's like, well, then why don't you just take the best guard? I don't understand that. There are plenty of guys who have played tackle at the collegiate level and then been forced to move inside. That's fine. But I don't understand, especially where Lomo is ranked by most people among the tackles. I just personally I don't get it. So he wouldn't be from
that
watching.
Would be a smartest man in the room draft pick.
Well, that's not that far. Somebody in the chat said I wouldn't be mad if they took Caden McDonald and paired him with Tyleik Williams. Well, that it doesn't solve your edge rush. You can never have enough defensive linemen. We all know that. To me, he's a really good run defender. Is he a 3-down guy? I don't think he is. So personally, I'd rather have. Here's what I do know: if I get certain edges, they're going to be out there for all 3 downs. Messidor's an all 3-down guy. If I get a tackle, he's not coming off the field unless he sucks, and he better not, or he's hurt, and you hope he doesn't. He's not coming off the field. If I got to rotate a dude in the first round, he better be Dexter Lawrence, and Dexter Lawrence isn't even that guy. So that's my hesitation. Somebody brought this up to me this morning, and I asked them, your perfect scenario. In the 5th round or so, they wanted the Lions to take a quarterback. And it's not something we've talked about much. And I wonder why you think that is. I mean, I'm not just talking about us. I'm talking about in general. Lions fans haven't talked about taking a quarterback later in the draft. My philosophy is because there's nobody worth taking later in the draft. I don't think there's any quarterbacks who move at least my needle in watching a lot of them, and I'm not going to claim to have watched as much tape as the Lions scouting staff and everybody else, but there's not a guy out there who I look at and I say, man, he would look really good in a Lions uniform. And somebody brought it to me, Taylon Green. He's a big guy, 6'5", can run, he's got really good numbers. 37 turnovers in his last 2 seasons at Arkansas. I mean, holy mother of God, can you imagine Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell pounding the podium for that dude?
Especially when you know that you've had some players here that have contributed, that they've been able to draft in that kind of 5th, 6th round. That to me is right. You don't just take a flyer just because you want to take a flyer. If there's a guy there that makes sense, then maybe. But I would rather them right now, while that entire defense needs some help, I would rather them take more shots that way than to just
Can I give you one name?
Never play and not even might not even make the roster.
Might not even make the roster. Can I give you one? Cole Payton. He's the kid out of North Dakota State.
Yes, sir. Just wrote his name down.
But he's a 4th round pick, probably
moving up. He was
a lot of guys.
7th rounder a couple months ago.
Yeah, a couple months ago. This is the time where I don't know how much I believe in this time. Sure. This is why I get tired of this week, is because suddenly everybody's moving up. And it's like, okay, why is the various reports coming out that Mayo has got something on his spine? You know what I mean?
Sure.
Or that Garrett Nussmeier's got a problem with his back.
Subterfuge.
Yeah, suddenly we're seeing all this stuff. Where the hell's that been? Right? Oh, it's been suppressed. Now teams are doing. I just don't know if I'm necessarily buy it. Cole Payton's, but he's also a guy that you're going to have to hide for a couple of years.
Sure.
And
you can if you get him in the 5th round.
Well, but like Kool-Aid just said, and you've mentioned it yesterday, they're getting productive players in that round. Is this team so deep where it can take, I'll use the word even though I don't like it, a luxury pick in the 5th round, do you think?
I don't find Cole to be a luxury pick in the 5th round.
If he's a third guy on your depth chart and he looks really good in training camp and exhibition games and then looks great with a headset and a clipboard, that's a luxury pick. This team is not deep enough to
who's
miss
our
on
backup?
picks.
Yeah,
Teddy? Isn't that our backup?
It is.
So I think this kid can beat out Teddy.
Shout out Teddy
In 1 year?
Yeah.
I don't think he can.
I mean, that's the hope that you draft him for, and if he doesn't the first year, you're probably not going to be able to sneak him onto your practice squad. So he's probably gone. Okay. It is a luxury pick, but at the same point, it's a need for this team. Teddy Bridgewater just came out of high school coaching,
Is it a bigger need? Well, he did that 2 years ago. Last year, he was in Tampa.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay,
right,
so that was 2 years ago. Is it a bigger need than depth at safety? Is it a bigger need than depth at edge or linebacker?
The fact that you can hit on a safety in the 5th round is a much higher likelihood than hitting with a quarterback. So I'd say yes to your question. But at the same point, I don't believe that the need is any greater on this team. I believe that this team is in need of a quarterback that they can raise in their system.
I don't disagree with you. Here's my issue. If in the 1st round and the 2nd round, you're taking, sake of argument, lineman and edge. You don't have a 3rd. You get a 4th, and you're taking Bud Clark of TCU at safety.
Yeah.
And then in the 5th round, you're going to use one on a quarterback when you still need a linebacker and you still need a corner, and you're going to hope for that corner or linebacker in the 6th or 7th?
How about Sawyer Robertson in the 6th or 7th?
I do got Brad Holmes' 4th, 5th, and 6th rounders. Some of those players, just to try and add those names.
Yeah,
4th,
fire.
Giovanni Manu, Sione Vaki, Amon-Ra, and Derek Barnes. 5th round, Kobe Sorsdahl, James Mitchell. 6th round, Makai Wingo, Christian Mahogany, Malcolm Rodriguez, James Houston.
It's a lot of contributors.
Yeah.
That's like 70% from deep rounds.
That's
Wait, what do you mean?
70% of those guys have contributed.
Hold on, go over that again.
Yep.
Do it again.
Gio Manu.
Nope.
Sione Vaki. Hold on.
Okay,
I gotta get you back
Vaki's
on
a special
screen.
teams
Yeah.
guy, but he's a contributor.
contributes.
Yep.
I gotta get you back on screen for this one.
Okay.
The tight end didn't.
James Mitchell, wrong.
Yep, he didn't.
So you got one contributor on special teams. Amon-Ra, absolutely.
Sorsdale,
Derek Barnes.
Sorsdale's, no, is a nothing burger so far. He's
Wait
been a
a
huge,
second, though.
huge disappointment.
But as a 5th round guy that's been able to plug and play as a swing guy, he's
he
not a
doesn't play.
failure.
But he doesn't play.
I mean, he wasn't drafted to be a starter. He was drafted to be a fill-in guy, and I felt that he's filled in decently over the last couple of years.
How much does he play?
Not a lot, but I'm saying in the 5th round, if
I know
you're
what you're
drafting a
saying.
guy that you're hoping that can fill a role on occasion, and I feel I don't think that he's a bust. I think he's contributed.
Okay, I don't like calling anybody a bust. That's unfortunately, but when you say as a 5th rounder he's not supposed to be a starter, I don't disagree with you. But we're talking about contributors here. The dude has started 3 games in his career. It's only been 2 years. He's started 3 games, and the rest he's been on special teams as a guy up front who could easily be replaced. Last year he played 1 game, dude. 1.
I'll agree.
There
you go.
It's semantics.
Keep going.
Okay, so we got 2 as far as I'm concerned. Vaki and Amon-Ra.
Yes, sir. All right, we are at Derek Barnes.
Yep.
No
So
Derek
3
Barnes.
for 3.
Three-
3 and 3.
5th round, Kobe Sorsdahl, James Mitchell.
We already included those guys.
Okay, we've got 3 still.
And 6, Makai Wingo, Christian Mahogany, the dirtbag,
So I'd say 5 and 3.
Malcolm Rodriguez,
6
Say
and 3.
4. Okay.
James Houston.
Malcolm Rodriguez.
And then Houston had a
He
hell of a
had
year.
some time here
he's
and
not-
some
he doesn't
nice
play
time
here.
outside of here. though.
I get that, but he still contributed for a year out of the 6th round. I mean, he had how many sacks that year?
He did
so,
decent in-
So you could
was
say
it-
no. So it's 6 and 4.
I'm just saying, if he's a key contributor, you're keeping it.
It's a 60%. It's a 60% hit rate for your 5th, 6th, and 7th rounders.
Okay.
I will take that,
But then that
especially when you got a Hall
Yeah.
of Famer.
See, I like
You'll take the final
the Sione
quarterback
Vaki.
within
Obviously,
hitting at
everybody
that?
likes Amon-Ra St. Brown. The Sione Vaki for sure. The Derek Barnes for sure, and the Malcolm Rodriguez for sure. For me, because they are contributing
Mahogany, too.
every day. Mahogany is probably going to lose his job this year.
Sure, but
Okay.
but to get
But
a
if you're-
guy that's been able to start as many times as he has, get as many reps as he has, in a spot where you needed him out of the 6th round, I'm not mad at that.
Fair enough. I would just say, I would remind you
But-
that
but
last
again-
year, all you did was bitch, and rightfully so, about the offensive line, and he and Graham Glasgow were the reasons for it. They were terrible last year. Terrible.
Yeah, I
So
didn't.
they
I
can
wasn't the one
contribute-
bitching about the line so much. but
Everybody was. I'm lumping you in with
my
entire
thing,
Lions
to
nation.
your point, I would rather have another Christian Mahogany in this draft than a quarterback that probably has to go to the
practice squad.
Practice squad.
If you can squeeze him by.
correct.
Right. So that's. I thought it was an interesting comment from somebody.
Might even rather have Sorsdale than a quarterback that
Let's-
just
let's
gets
be
put
careful
in there.
there. Now, I'm not kidding you, man. I was when they drafted him. I was really happy. Okay, I was. I thought it was a really good pick. 6'6", 315 pounds. Right. I didn't watch William and Mary. All we did was you looked at the scouting reports, and you're like, sweet. Well,
Awesome.
He's been disappointing for me. And you know me, I think first, second, third rounds, you need starters. 4th round, contributor. 5th round, contributor. 6th and 7th, I would say, this is all general now, 6th and 7th, special teams guy if they make it at all. Dan Jackson is a good example.
Mm-hmm.
Dan Jackson's a safety out of Arkansas last year, 7th round pick. He was going to be a special teams guy. Thumbs up. That's good value at 7th round.
I like Dan Jackson.
Yeah, well,
He got hurt, right?
He did get hurt.
Yeah.
He got hurt in training camp. right, we'll get to playing more football talk, some baseball too, because there's a guy who's getting beat up pretty big in this town right now. No, he's not a pitcher. We'll get to that. And a little bit later on, some things that the Pistons have to do for tomorrow because, holy mother of God, people are jumping ship. After this from Ben Johnson, Art and Jake. Yeah, it's over. All you got to do is look at our group text. It's over. It's lover boy all over again. It's over. It's over. Go ahead.
Pistons seeking justice tomorrow. If you are seeking justice in your life, you need to get the Ben Johnson Law Team in your corner.
Don't lie.
He is the fighter. You can find him over at venfights.com.
You ever notice that? The only time we scream ball don't lie is when the guy misses. What about when the guy makes it? Nobody ever says ball don't lie. You know why?
Facts.
Right. It's so
Actually.
true. Regular sports bars are boring. Art and Jake's is anything but regular and anything but boring. 80 wall-to-wall TVs, 22 beers on tap, phenomenal food. And I mean that. Really, really good food. You know why? Because they've got cooks who've been there for a long time, chefs who've been there for a long time. They appreciate the business, they appreciate the ownership, and they appreciate you. You'll appreciate Art and Jake's. There's 6 locations in Metro Detroit. Get one too today.
It's game on at Art and Jake's. Wings, burgers, pizza, and ice-cold drinks served up with attention to detail. Wall-to-wall TVs, great service, and a vibe that keeps your crew coming back. Art and Jake's, a sports bar setting with a fine dining flavor.
Planet Fitness now has even more best-in-class strength equipment. Join today for $1 down and save.
We're stepping it up.
We're not slowing down.
Finding new face, new focus.
Love that new equipment smell.
So, you in?
Join the club today. Save when you join for just $1 down, $15 a month. Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet.
You know how some things are so good they should be world famous, but they're not? Our house-made vinaigrette is one of those things. And the antipasto salad, we drizzle it over. Same with our hand-battered chicken tenders. Original recipe soups and pasta sauces. It's almost as if our original, world-famous Detroit-style pizza is mocking them. And that's not very nice.
Injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon. Braylon Edwards and Shep Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you.
Come to any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men and claim your throne for a king's treatment from one of our talented stylists. Open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Just get to a Lady Jane's today and receive a precision haircut, scalp massage, hot lather neck shave, and a hot towel treatment. A haircut should not be a chore. It should be an experience. And that's exactly what Lady Jane's has to offer. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins are always welcome. There's always a location near you. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
It's time for your summer body, guys. Listen, Planet Fitness, it's for everyone. And like I said yesterday, I promise you, on your drive to work, you passed at least 8 of them. There's over 50 in the Metro Detroit area, 2,700 clubs nationwide, and you get in there for just $24.99 a month. You can bring a friend anytime for free. Get yourself the black card spot. I got all kinds of awesome amenities there. We're all strong on this planet, Planet Fitness. Oh, it's
Loom.
So it's on Loom.
I got Loom back today.
Oh,
I
you
will
got
take
it out.
Loom back today.
Not Lomu, Loom.
We appreciate Shep doing the Loom read yesterday in honor of 420.
Sales went up.
Guys, there's some new stuff going on here. Listen, you guys know this is my favorite dispensary in Metro Detroit. It's the boutique dispensary. It's super clean. The staff is awesome, very, very helpful. And Woodward Sports is taking over Loom Cannabis for their new Buffalo grand opening on Saturday and Sunday, May 2nd and 3rd. 30% off the entire store. 200 free goodie bags to the first 200 through the door. They're going to be giving away PS5s, Xboxes, big screen TVs. Braylon will be back, and he'll be joining the heavyweights for this awesome event. And they are giving a weekend getaway to my future home, Tulum, Mexico, sponsored by S'more House on Sunday at 5 p.m. live right here on Woodward Sports. So if you need some tan and some sun in your life, you can get yourself down to Tulum if you join us on the 3rd.
Wait, that's
at
your future
5
home?
p.m. I'm moving down to Tulum, buddy. If it weren't for Woodward Sports, I'd be there already. There will be cornhole, top brand on site, and massive deals all weekend long. Don't miss out. We'll see you at Loom Cannabis in New Buffalo, May 2nd and May 3rd.
That's how he gets his freak on. Sun Cruiser Vodka Iced Tea is how a lot of you get your
That's
freak
how you
on.
get your
for good
freak on,
reason.
Shep.
Hey, doesn't that glass look inviting?
Shout out Missy Elliott.
It sure does. It looks
So
really
good,
good.
though.
Real vodka, real iced tea. See, no bubbles. You don't see any bubbles in there, right? Old school. What's a party without bubbles? Anyway, it's a clean, crisp sip. 100 calories, 4.5% alcohol, but drink responsibly, please.
And we back.
You know what I noticed last night? I don't know if you guys did. There's a team with a lot of playoff experience that lost. Huh! Couldn't believe it. The Knicks. I mean, you know, everybody's picking the Knicks. Shep, you got to have proof that you can win in the playoffs. I need proof. And I'm not believing in the Pistons until they win a playoff series. Last time I checked, New York played in the Eastern Conference Finals last year. Oh, that's right. Atlanta went and beat them. Was Atlanta there last year? I don't think so. Oh. 12-point lead going into the fourth? Should be lock it up, right? Lock it up. You lock it up. Lock it up. You lock it up.
Oh, Trae Young must have went off.
Oh, what happened?
Oh, Trae Young's not there no more?
Isn't that interesting? You know what else is interesting? You've got to win rings. Doesn't Denver have a ring? They blow a fourth quarter lead to Minnesota? I don't know. I'm just wondering, you know? Buffalo against Boston the other night?
Oh, Pistons about to get that get back.
Oh, I mean,
Anson, you can cool down already. You don't have to wait till Wednesday night.
How come, this is what I'm wondering, though. I'm wondering, why don't I ever get texts like that? When the Pistons lose, it's like, Shep, how do you feel now about not having that playoff medal? And what about Jalen Brunson? What about Karl Anthony Towns? Somebody give me the blankie. What about Mike Brown? I want my packy.
What do you have against thumbsuckers?
Well, it's the
2
second
days
day
in a row.
Yeah. It just
Peasant's gonna peasant, Kool-Aid.
It means you're a baby. It means you're a baby. I don't get this, man. It's
Stop calling them the
unbelievable.
Knicks, Shep. Stop calling them the Knicks.
It's just, it drives me crazy when we have this narrative and we can't get away from it. Because we're all little Bo Peep, just leading sheep. What? Go
I
ahead.
text you.
Oh, you texted me?
Yeah.
You said, hey, you don't have to necessarily have
What
to
about
do that.
those New York peasants losing? So at least you got one text.
Weren't you thinking that last night? Come
Yeah.
on, tell me you weren't thinking that last
I was.
night. For
Peasants.
sure.
That's all you know what?
San Antonio. Oh,
That's
look
all
at that
that's in
huge,
my head now.
That's a long resume, that San Antonio. Isn't it? That playoff proof? It's a lot. Whew, baby, I'm telling you.
Oh, Wemby. What, unanimous all defensive player?
Ooh, I took a lot of heat on that. A lot of heat. I don't know about you, but there's a kid who was playing in East Lansing 3 weeks ago. Did you hear about this?
Talk to me.
Martone? Yeah. Had another goal last night for Philly.
Oh, the hockey kid.
Guess what?
I thought we were talking hoops.
Guess what? We're talking. We're talking people who have proven themselves in the playoffs.
19, right?
Expand your horizons. You're a Michigan State guy.
I am.
Okay.
You want me to watch
So
hockey?
just so you know, Porter Matrone
Ice soccer.
is the only player in NHL history, only teenager in NHL history, to have game-winning goals in his first 2 playoff games.
Nice.
Okay? Philly and that deep-rooted playoff experience lately beat Pittsburgh 3-0. Thanks to him.
Ice soccer records are my favorite records.
You heard me,
Kool-Aid.
huh?
Ice soccer.
I did that for you.
It's just incredible.
Now you picking up over there, Cam. And I said the right word.
You know what's happening here, man. You know what's happening. It's strictly because of our guys. It's strictly because of the Pistons. So we'll get to that coming up. There's a guy who's taken a lot of heat lately, and it's Spencer Torkelson. And
Spinny T.
You know, is that how it goes? That's his new nickname. Kool-Aid just gave him a new nickname. He's struggling, all right? His slugging ranks 177th out of 185 qualified hitters.
You'd slug at least 20.
Ooh. No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't come close. Watch a game from down low, and you'll say,
I like
holy
that
crap.
one.
Okay?
It's a nice look.
So with that, what do you think they do with Spencer Torkelson? Because here's what everybody wants. They want him gone. Or they want him down. Or that's my favorite. Trade him. Yeah, there's a lot of GMs going, hey, you know what? I can't wait to get the guy who currently ranks 177th out of 185 in slugging.
They're going to ride him.
That's what she said.
What? They're going to keep riding him. No pause. Like, this is what they do, whether it's Parker Meadows. How many bad players have they just, I don't know, I'm not privy to it, but a fly on the wall has probably heard them say, he'll be fine, over and over and over again. I mean, they don't really have a sense of urgency with their guys. It's not what we've seen over the last few years. Am I wrong?
I think
not what you would do.
I think there's a patience there that is oftentimes required in the game of baseball, but is not always applied in the game. Especially in April. And I think it's the same thing when it comes to a lot of teams, right now. The easy thing to do is try and panic. It will be very difficult for him to come around to get to certain numbers, considering where his numbers are right now. He would have to go on some type of massive roll. The one thing that concerns me more than anything else, I don't care about the batting average. And I think there's a lot of people who don't care as much about the strikeouts. But the slug is at an all-time low.
Well, he's there for a reason. It's not his average.
Yeah.
It's his power.
Yeah, it's his power.
A team that doesn't have much power, we need that.
And his OPS, his on-pace plus slugging, is at an all-time low as well.
What is it?
553. Okay. And then if you look at OPS plus, which takes into account where you play, everybody's at 100 to start. You can either go down or you can go up, depending on where. He's at 60. 6-0. Let's give you an example. A year ago, he was at 117, 116. Aaron Judge was at 200 plus.
Sounds about right.
A year ago.
Ooh, 60, huh?
Yeah. Jeez. He's at 60 right now. I think Judge is at 100 and something.
Yeah.
100.
Well, you know, as they say, Shep, doesn't matter until it warms up.
I don't disagree with that. I would tell you, I think there's a lot of people in baseball who do get concerned at this time of the year based on the at-bats. Yeah, not at the results. It's based on the at-bats.
Just because I said it doesn't mean I believe it. Yeah. I mean, I have not been a Torque guy ever, really. I don't like the way that he plays. Power's power.
Judge is 160, by the way, right now.
Power's power, you know, and this is a team that's desperate for it, so they've had to keep him around. Mm-hmm. But I think their overwhelming patience for him has cost them other free agents that would be hitting in that role, period. And at some point, you've got to make the move. It won't be this year. It won't be at mid-season unless he continues this like really terrible pace. But it's kind of hard to not hit a couple big ones at some point, especially once it gets a little warmer.
Yeah, the reason I bring it up is because Kansas City yesterday let go of Asa Lacy. He was in the same draft as Spencer Torkelson, and he was the 4th overall pick. He was a left-handed pitcher out of Texas A&M, and they just outright waived him. And I think people forget, and I have to remind them, but it sounds like excuse making, and it's not. But it was a really bad year because it was a COVID year. That was the 2020 draft. And here's the order in which they were drafted. So there's Asa Lacy right there.
What's a party without bubbles,
okay.
He said.
Look at everybody else.
Back to school, right?
And that is back to school with Rodney Dangerfield. So Torkelson's got a 1.7 WAR, career WAR, which is not great, by the way. Not great at all. But it's still 1.7. Nobody else on this list, until you get to the pitcher, Reed Detmers,
Hancock's having a good year.
But I'm talking about from a career WAR.
Oh.
Reed Detmers is the only one who has a plus WAR on this list.
My dynasty partner waived him the day before his no-hitter without my permission.
Reed Detmers?
It's pissed. Reed Detmers to this day. Ugh.
Well, there you go. So I don't know how people in the chat feel about Spencer Torkelson. I do feel like 2 years ago it's really hard for people to get past him.
No,
Okay?
Michael Wary said $5. He says Torque has been up 4+ years with no improvement. He has to either get sent down or traded.
What are you going to get for him?
Yeah, I get it. The no improvement thing is interesting. I mean, if I asked you to blind your eyes and say I'm going to give you 30 bombs and 85, 90 ribbies, would you take it? I think most people would.
Mm-hmm.
So the improvement thing is, it's how do you look at his start, and when you believe it was his first year in 2022, and they brought him up after just 2 years. Remember, and there was no minor leagues in 2020. It's not like you were hitting and stuff like that. So when you look at it and you see the first year, 203, you want to give him an adjustment. The following year, he had 31 bombs and 94 RBIs. Then he had some injury, and he was sent down rather, and he was awful. There's no question. Then last year he had 31 homers and 78 RBIs. So when you say there's no improvement, I guess it depends on what you're looking at. From year 3 to year 4, there was an improvement, but year 3 was terrible.
Social distancing was not good for scouting.
It wasn't good. It wasn't good for the players either.
Now, to be fair, a man named Garrett Crochet did go 11.
That's correct.
And Jordan Walker,
And he
21,
came out right
who's
away.
really finally starting to show.
Well, but he's been in the minors
I
a
know,
hell of a lot longer.
He's finally starting to show, I'm saying.
Hell of a lot longer than it was for Torkelson. And quite honestly, that draft, you said it's not good for scouting. The Tigers, out of the first 5 rounds, 3 of their players are contributors.
Who's that?
It's Torkelson, Dingler, and Keith.
Keith finally doing that thing, man.
Okay, so
Dingler, amazing season.
Yeah, so if you're going to look at it that way, and say that
I was just being funny.
Oh, okay.
Social distancing wasn't good for scouting because you saw those top 10 picks in 2020, and that draft was ass.
Yeah, there really has been nobody who's turned out to be the type of player you would have expected.
That 2022 draft now.
Now you're talking about something different. So there we go. All right. You want to shift gears?
Thanks for that,
The
sweet
baseball
potato.
discussion went virtually nowhere. Okay, let's go. Let's dive into something I know you're definitely have an opinion on, and that is the Pistons.
Who?
All right. How quickly do you think we have judged certain players on this team based off one playoff game this year?
I think the only person that's getting that is Duran right now.
Well,
you've taken this from
I was just gonna say,
No.
you've taken a letter off a guy's name for crying out loud.
Everyone knew what Enes Jenkins was, and they all got fooled by a few weeks in April, a.k.a. silly season. So, yes.
So now you don't trust
lesser basketball
Trajan
fans and
JB?
Cornbread eating slappies. They probably got a real quick and first-hand education on how ass Enes is.
Anson has set himself up for.
I hope he embarrasses the shit out of me tomorrow night. I hope I have to come in here and beg for forgiveness. I hope I have to exalt his D.
If he gets his
No
D back,
pause.
will you put a D on you? Dancing.
I have an awesome album from like 1959. It's called Dancing with Anson. I'll bring that in.
I'm really hoping that Dennis gets it together.
I hope he gets 6 minutes and doesn't have the time to get it together. I hope he goes out there and misses his first shot. So he's like, oh, I'm going to be a distributor and a defender tonight. And then Kool-Aid, I'll take those minutes. But no, I hope that Shep is right. Shep, you don't think he's going to play a whole lot tomorrow night?
I don't.
Tell me more, please. Tell me more about it.
I think he'll play between 12 and 15 minutes, unless he's doing well. And you know what? Anybody who says that you should pull him out no matter what, and he is playing well, is an idiot.
That's 3 to 7 minutes too many.
No,
Shep.
if he's playing well, if he's distributing the ball well, shooting the ball well, if he's 3 for 3 in the first 10 minutes, I want to see more of him.
Okay.
I think
I'll give you that.
We all know this.
I'll give you that.
Players are the ones who should be determining whether they play or not coaches. And that, I think, is the frustration that a lot of Pistons...
you determine you shouldn't be on the floor, your coach needs to take you off. I'm talking to you, JB.
What I was going to say is there's a lot of people who feel like a guy should be limited no matter what going into a game. And then they're going to ask, where the hell is the other scoring? This team...
You mean limited in a mindset?
Limited? Yeah. Okay. I'm going to play him X amount of minutes. That's a dangerous mindset as a coach. You can't do that.
Yeah, a guy gets
now,
hot, he stays on the floor.
Should a guy like Asar Thompson have played more in the second half? 100%.
Over under 30 minutes for Asar.
I'll say right around there. I might go under, maybe 29.
I think it's
28.
awful that you rightfully took time answering that question. It should be a unanimous and a quick yes that Asar Thompson will be on the floor in more than 30 minutes.
This is not what they've been doing,
every single playoff game.
I don't think you should be determining that if that player isn't playing very well.
I don't know.
I mean,
I don't know what game people were watching thinking that Asar wasn't playing well in that game.
No, I didn't say he wasn't.
Okay.
I said if you're going to predetermine how much he's going to play and he doesn't end up playing very well, you've put yourself in a really tough bind.
Yeah. Sure.
That's
and
all.
there are things that the
And there
Orlando
are
Magic were spamming on defense that for as good as Asar is, he has to get better on the swing and the skip defense. It's not just if Orlando's hitting a three, but it was allowing them to get inside the Pistons defense.
Why was he taken out earlier this year in the game against San Antonio? Do you remember? You were there. I was there. He was taken out for a reason. Okay? At some point, coaches have to have. It's no different than being a parent. You've got to set an example. If he's going to be able to get away with certain things, and it's against the coaching principles and the team philosophy, then why would you keep him out there? Now, I want to see more of him. Don't get me wrong. I want to see more of him. I want to see less of certain other players. I just think it's kind of a dangerous situation for you if that's the route you're going to go. Now, J.B. Bickerstaff, Kool-Aid, do we have that yet on the audio?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so here's what J.B. Bickerstaff said earlier today. This is courtesy of our friend Hunter Patterson,
Shout out, Hunter,
who does a really nice job with The Athletic covering the Pistons. This is what J.B. Bickerstaff had to say about playing Asar Thompson and his minutes.
It's one of those balancing acts that you're trying to figure out in the moment of what you need. Having more ball handlers on the floor, being able to take Cade off the ball some, kind of free him up. And so you're balancing that. Like he was able to be aggressive in that quarter, and find some success off the ball. But again, it's one of those things that, you're trying to figure out in the moment what the team needs now. And we know how important AT is for us. And he'll have a consistent role as always because we know how impactful he is, especially down the stretch.
A really good point. It is. I mean, you're trying to get Cade off the ball to create more offense for him. Who's the other guy who handles the basketball if he's not there?
Should be Asar.
But for some reason in games with Cade, he just doesn't do it well. In the games where Cade sits, we see point Asar, and it's like, whoa, that's the Asar that we saw in its overtime elite highlights and everything. That's the Asar we saw at Summer League. But for some reason, we don't quite get that Asar in games that Cade Cunningham plays in.
Is that kind of like
similar to
the Danis we get?
Similar to Danis.
Which quite honestly, you guys, and this isn't being talked about, and nor does it have to be at this juncture of the season, but it speaks to a deeper problem that this team has and may need to address.
Yeah, your number 2 and number 3 can't score on their own.
Or
in addition to that, you don't have enough multiple ball handlers.
And I'm giving Duran time to at least prove. I'm giving him at least another game or two to prove himself as a number 2. I take a lot of stock in that usage rate. That means that in his efficiency and all his stats going up, that means they gave him more time with the basketball in his hands. and he actually went out there and he did what he was supposed to do.
He needs other people to help him.
Yeah.
In other words, in order for him to get his shot,
somebody has to decide
somebody has to facilitate.
Decide.
That's why
I think he's grown a little bit. We've talked about that throughout the season. I think he's grown in that regard, but he does need others to get him the basketball rather than him create his own.
I think he's ready for the opportunities in the paint. Though, like I said, the majority, he only hit 3 buckets, but 2 of them were off post-ups. And that's why I want to see him a little bit more be able to use the improved footwork, the improved touch around the rim. I just wanted him to show up with one pet move this year to be somewhat reliable if they had to go to you in those instances. And I do believe in this series where they're talking about packing in the paint, they can't do that as effectively on when Duren has the ball at the free throw line or if Duren has the ball at the block.
But they can do it effectively because Detroit doesn't threaten you from the outside, which goes back full circle to what we always talked about going into the trade deadline. You need another shooter.
Well, they wouldn't keep 4 in if Duren's in the paint because you got Cade on one side and you're going to have Duncan Robinson on the other. That's playing with fire. And then you can have your cutters go.
That fire was kindling the other night.
Mm-hmm. Well, they didn't go to Duren in the paint.
That's part of the problem. Is if Duncan Robinson's hitting his shots, that's a different story. But that's why you're looking for somebody who's a little bit more of a threat as a shooter than just 2 guys.
Well, for me, I think just strategy-wise, Cade is the one that they're putting the 4 guys on. So for me, if Duren is getting the ball as a hub, the defense relaxes. And you'll see that. They will go to a different set. When it's Cade and Duren trying to do the pick and rolls at the top, the whole defense knows just stay right in the middle because even if Duncan hits, whatever, we don't really care if Tobias shoots. They're letting all the other guys beat them, and they're just effectively trying to take away
exactly. That's the point. I mean, it's a kick out, and it's to Tobias Harris and to Asar Thompson. They're not making shots.
That's why I would go 2-man game with Cade and Duren to get Cade different looks, to bust up the 4. Get him coming downhill from the side. Get him coming downhill from like diagonal where Duren is posting up and Cade is able to just throw the ball to him, clear out one side of the court. When you shift the defense that way, if they pack the paint that way, Cade can easily lob it to anybody effectively running from the opposite side.
It's not a fear of mine, but here's what I wonder. Depending on this series, and you know how I feel, how confident I am that they're going to win this series.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people are judging certain players, and rightfully so, in a negative way. Like we've already judged Cade Cunningham, and for good reason. But they're judging Jalen Duren. He's not a max guy. They're judging Asar Thompson. See, he's not.
I see the Andre Drummond pictures out there for Jalen Duren.
I know. It's been that way for a little bit this year. I've seen it all season long. Then you suddenly have a guy like Asar Thompson. See, he's trade worthy because he can't shoot. Ron Holland, where's the growth in his offensive game? I mean, it's not that they're all not fair, but that's the judgment. And then here's what you get. By losing a game like this, or even if you were to be pushed further than most people thought, because it's 1 versus 8, people will say what they have constantly said about J.B. Bickerstaff, and that bothers me too, that he cannot win a playoff series.
Well, 60 wins is a judgment-free zone. And the fact is you're just not going to put a microscope over this team until they falter. I mean, you lost Cade, and you thought that's when they'd stumble, but they continue to reel off win after win. And, Danis gets in there and looks like he has his D back. And unfortunately, when you look as bad as JB looked on the heels of not being able to win a game at home last year in the playoffs, and then you've got this spirited debate, is Jalen Duren a top 3 center? Is he a top 15 player? Some people think that he is. For me, I don't think he's he might not be a top 5 center yet. He's right there on that 5-6. And the fact is, if you've truly arrived, I don't believe that I told you, I thought that for me, it's Alperen Şengün over him.
Yeah. But that was for 3. You don't think he's top 5 yet?
I think that he's arguably, I mean, to put him over Cat, how do you put him over Cat in his body of work over years?
Yeah,
and the fact is,
I mean, my immediate thought is toughness, but I hear what you're saying.
We comparing their toughness is a completely different conversation because they're in opposite worlds. But the fact is when you are looked at as this guy, when you are firmly in this debate as maybe you're a top 3 center, you show up. And the fact is the guy doesn't have enough playoff experience. And I know that you've been ridiculing the playoff experience thing, but he's going to understand, hey, the moment that this first game starts in the first round, everything changes. The way that you're defended changes. The schemes that you're seeing offensively from the other team change. Everything changes. And he's 22. He didn't adjust in that first game. I expect him to do that into this second game. And next year, you probably see him as an all-NBA guy because he took his lumps, because he took this criticism and had a few nights to sleep on and came out and ripped their throats out in game 2. That's what we have to see out of Duren in his ascension to being a top 3 center. I feel that in game 1, he proved he's not there yet.
Yeah, I understand why you go there. I do. A guy averages 34 minutes a game last year in the playoffs. I think that should be enough. If I need him to get more experience based off 6 games, okay. 34 minutes a game in those 6 games, I think there's enough there for you to recognize how big something is and how you need to elevate your game.
And the fact that he didn't is the biggest indictment that I have.
Yeah,
well, I don't think it's trouble. I think it's 22. I think he's 22 years old. And the fact is the game that his role on that team last year was a big one, but it wasn't, an all-star, one of the, so I think that he was finding his way last year, and now he comes in, it's like, hey, you're number 2. The onus is on you. Malik Beasley's not bailing you out. Tobias Harris isn't going to be the guy that's going to carry us down low because he was the guy that carried us in the paint last year against the Peasants. So you look at Duren, and he got shocked in game 1. And I do believe that he has it in him. And at 22 years old, I think that this is a great, great learning process for him, learning experience to go through that, to get the ridicule and people, hating on him after that, because it's been all love for Duren this year. And the fact is we fail forward, we get better when we're forged through fire.
Yep, I would agree with that. I hesitate sometimes with the age. And the reason I hesitate with that is because I think it's about games played.
I was going to say it's experience more for me.
So the
mentality
experience
so much,
and
man.
age is 2 totally different things.
But
and I'm not comparing all players, so don't take this the wrong way. But don't tell me that you've got to be a certain age when Macklin Celebrini is doing what he's done, or the kid in Philadelphia who played at MSU that I just talked about is doing what he's done.
Well, if it's his age holding him back or it's something else, it's something holding him back from being a top 3 guy.
Okay. Could it be part of it, coaches didn't adjust the way they should have in a game like that where
100%.
He should have gotten
That's
more?
what I think it is.
Big time.
I think it's more on the coach.
But he's the one carrying the load. And I'm not saying he's not to fault because obviously he is. It's not like he went 0 for 8 and had 2 rebounds. It wasn't enough, but we're acting like he was intimidated, he was weak, and he didn't play very well.
He was flat-footed. He was slow to respond. I watched 2 passes right by him to a player that he didn't feel, that he didn't realize was near him. I felt he looked shell-shocked in that game. They absolutely adjusted how they defend the pick and roll as well as how they defend Duren. They took away created sets designed for Duren. And at that point, when you're built the way that God is built, you got to find more than 7 rebounds. You've got to be a bully in the paint. You can't get the ball to me. I'm only getting 4 shots. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to get 12, 15 rebounds. I'm going to get a couple putbacks. I'm going to find some on my own. And that's all he's been telling himself for the last 3 days.
I thought he looked disengaged.
Yeah.
Is what. And I think it's because I think players like that need to at least touch the ball and have something for them. J.B. Bickerstaff today, after practice, about Duren. We got to put the ball in his hands, do a better job of letting him touch it in different places.
100%. I've been saying that's going to be your key.
Okay, absolutely. And kudos to him. Kudos to the coach of the year for doing that. But even though Anson thinks he's not coach of the year after the loss, but if you recognize that after watching film, why are you not recognizing that during the game?
That's why I put it the majority there.
His playoff in-game adjustment terrifies me. It's the reason Cleveland let him go. And I saw it on display in those Peasants games last year, and You heard me after the broadcast every game. What's up with this rotation? Why are you not adjusting? Why do you continue to slam your head against the wall with something that's not working? You know, like I love all your points. They tried to manufacture early touches. There was 2 or 3 lobs either for oops or inside posts. They intercepted it. And those are those early touches that usually gets him into that field. We talked about that dunk yesterday. I thought that dunk was going to set him free. Yeah. Again, to your point, your coach has to scheme you into success on the offensive side. Obviously, your point guard has to follow through with it. We know that Cade can do that. They didn't do that, so that's on the coaches. But in Duren's instance, I'm sorry, man, you're the strongest man out on the court. You're the most imposing presence on the court. 7 rebounds and 1 block is not enough from that man.
Wendell Carter should never, with all due respect to Wendell Carter, who's I'm sure having a really nice time in Birmingham right now, he should never outplay.
Is Angel here? Is Angel in town?
I don't think she is, because I saw her posting things, but it wasn't things like from here.
Yeah, I don't know who Angel is.
She is
Angel Reese, his girlfriend.
Reese.
Yeah.
By the way, she posted
dated Duren.
him dunking on her ex, which is Duren.
I saw it. Yeah. She's real relevant.
But she definitely lost. She definitely downgraded.
She's so bad. Anyway, Duren said this after practice today. When we're playing with pace, now this might be a little revealing. When we're playing with pace, getting the ball side to side, getting downhill, moving with a sense of urgency, we are able to negate their size and their physicality.
I said downhill 100%. Probably 50 times in the last stream, because this team, for some reason, despite having the athleticism and the speed, they only do it maybe 20% of their entire season. And I don't understand that one. You got Asar Thompson and you're not utilizing all of the downhill ability he has. He can jump over people. And that's where you see Javonte Green, they sent him emotional on the baseline in the last game. But for some reason, they didn't really attack that with some of their other guys like Ron Holland or Asar Thompson. It's like with Ron, they only let him just attack from the top of the key. And with the way that Orlando was playing
one
defense,
move,
they're not going to get that.
I want an honest answer here. My brother-in-law sent me this text late last night or early this morning. I forget which it was. He said, I think Orlando's got better talent. His words. I think Orlando has better talent. And it made me think for a minute. Maybe we're too close to the situation. We know who the best player is between the two teams. And anytime I look at these types of cases, I think to myself, if I were the captain, you and I are captains and we're picking teams, I'm taking Cade Cunningham first. Where's everybody else going? Paulo Banchero?
2.
Franz Wagner?
3.
Okay.
I think Duren might get some love above one of those.
Duren 4.
Duren 4. Desmond Bain?
5.
Then what?
Pistons are more deep, but I think the Magic are more top-heavy.
Okay.
Yes.
That's a good way to answer it.
And that's why they were predicted to be a top 4 team at the start of the season before they lost Franz for 50 games.
Right. The Pistons, I love the depth. I mean, it helped them get 60 wins. So we loved it every day we came in here. We wanted to talk about it all the time.
Yeah.
Right? Everybody did. Does the depth matter that much in the postseason? Because it doesn't for me. I need the high quality. I want the high-end quality. I want the 9 best guys out there.
So the depth hurt us last year. We only played 8 guys, really. Occasional 9, a little bit of 9.
You think that's what hurt them?
Well,
I thought because I was told Isaiah Stewart's absence is what hurt them.
Well, that was the 9th man.
And
Blank, yeah.
But that was the 9th man.
But that's different.
But that was the 9th man.
That's different.
That was the 9th man that we didn't have. So
he would have been earlier than a 9th man.
No, but I'm saying 9 men. We were only using an 8-man rotation once he was down.
And what I'm saying
he's our 6th man.
Right, but what I'm saying, with him in there, you don't really go 9. You go a different 8, and it makes a huge difference.
Sure. I thought that they would be better this year with a little bit more depth. I thought that, towards the end of Game 6, I thought some of those guys looked tired. At this point, your depth, a couple of those guys that you're really depending on really looked bad, obviously, in Danis. I think the 2 of the other guys that I expected to be a big part of our playoff depth, we didn't see, and that was LeVert and Javonte Green. I think that Javonte Green has been the biggest surprise on this team this year. Like, this guy, I barely even knew who he was. And he doesn't make a lot of mistakes. He doesn't always hit his open shots, but the guy's a tenacious, scrappy defender, makes the right pass, doesn't shoot outside of the flow. I was shocked to not see him more. And then LeVert is one of those guys where, like, you have Danis on the floor instead of Asar because you want his offense.
It's Danis twice in a row.
I know it is.
Yeah.
I'm really mad that I said it too. LeVert at the same point, yeah, people get frustrated with him at times, but that guy also comes in and just turns into a heat check on occasion for 8 minutes, you know? Those guys, these different guys that they chose to complement this team to be able to use that depth in the playoffs, or so I thought, disappeared. Because you essentially ran, again, another 8-9 man rotation, but you gave all the minutes to a guy that just started playing 2 weeks ago and a G Leaguer instead of a vet and another vet.
But when Trajan goes and pays Danis Jenkins and JB's giving him the time and the team is propping him up, that's just a little bit different to me than a G Leaguer. He did over the last 20 games going into the playoffs. Danis was on a little bit of a heater, 14-6, 3.7 rebounds in those 20 games, and it was some good competition, some of those without Cade Cunningham.
Was it good competition, Kool-Aid, or you just
They played 11 guys, by the way.
It's 20 games, man. It's the last 20 games.
Who?
What,
And who did they have out there?
Games that they played?
Dude, I'm telling you, because like
No. You can't do that. You can't do that because people said the Pistons were not going to get to 60 wins once Cade went down. There was a lot of people after that 4-game stretch who said,
I don't care about that.
No, because of revisionist history.
I'm talking about
he stepped up in a place where people didn't expect him to. He did. It is different than the playoffs, but he did. Okay. People thought the Pistons were going to fall off after that.
He did have 18 against Orlando. Okay, so you're saying they're playing. Now it was a loss, but he still had 18 against Orlando. You're saying that they're not playing anybody. He had 15 against Philadelphia. They at least made the playoffs. Okay, he had 26.
When did he have 18? When did he have it against Philly? Did they have Paul George or Embiid?
I don't know. I don't have the box score in front. He had 26 against Minnesota, and they were playing for some type of seeding.
He had 21 guys out in that game.
He had 21 against Toronto, and they're in the playoffs. Well, I'm just look. I mean, if we're gonna
no,
you can't.
I'm sorry.
You can't make
you guys
the argument.
Can't fucking sell me his stats. I fucking watched the kid. He's ass. Okay. He absolutely cost his team, and their commitment to Danis Jenkins will cost them in these playoffs. Mark my words.
All I'm saying is when you say who has he played against.
I get it, Shep. Okay. You're going to be right. You're going to spin at this. Your semantics are that. The fact is he did his work in April, silly season. I watch guys all over the NBA. In fact, I picked them up off of the draft sheets in my waivers because they're actually getting time because nobody's playing, because guys are sitting on their own team. And what he did in April, I don't care about. I saw what he did.
The 20 games
when
goes
it
back
mattered.
to the beginning of March, bro.
Sweet. You guys and your semantics. Use your eyes. The guy was fucking terrible.
I've covered the guy since he's coming to the league, bro. I've used my lies. I've been there at the ground level.
So, okay.
I think he's a good basketball player, and he's proven that.
So the month and a half he was good makes up for the 3.5 he was bad?
I didn't say a month and a half. He was good for effectively the entire season. I'm just talking about he elevated his play in the last 20 games of the season. Go look at his monthly
splits and tell me he was good for the majority of the season.
He was not. I don't disagree. I don't disagree with that. But when you sit there and say who's he playing against, and then hold on. We let you talk here. Just a second.
I get it. You're just going back to the same thing because you love to break that stuff.
But I don't love him. I don't need him one way or the other. You have a burr in your blanket because you've never liked him, and that's fine. I respect that. But when you tell me who's he played against, and then I tell you Julius Randle played 33 minutes against him, it's still not good enough for you.
He's matching up against Julius Randle.
Now it's okay. I didn't know we had to go tit for tat in that regard. So you want to move the goalposts every single time somebody brings up a frickin' argument against it, or at least some validation. It doesn't work because then you'll reach into the bag of tricks for something a little bit more. All you ask for, who's he playing against? We give you names, it's not good enough. We give you teams, it's not good enough. I'm not disagreeing totally with you. I think there's some fool's gold there too. I don't want him to play as many minutes. I've made that point clear. But you making it sound like he's playing against G League guys or against the little sisters of the poor is unfair. That's all. They're not playing. It's not Madonna they're playing.
And I'll take 10-4-2 on 52.5% true shooting and 83% from the free throw line over a course of a year for my maybe backup ball handler. That is a good season. He did that for the majority of the season and elevated this game over the last about 25 to 30 games of the season. That's a good season. That's why he got the bread, unless we're all now sitting here second-guessing the judgment of a Trajan Langdon and then second-guessing the judgment of a J.B. Bickerstaff.
Right. And I think what Anson is saying, it doesn't warrant 22 minutes in a playoff game.
For the first one,
and I'm not going to disagree with Anson. I'm not going to disagree with him on that, because we all said, and you said it too, Kool-Aid, off mic, that you would like less minutes from him. You would expect.
I can see about 15 to 17.
You can see about 15. Okay,
yeah.
You said 15. I
15
said between
minutes.
12 and 15. Anson's going a little extreme and says 6. Okay, so he would like to see the water boy out there a little bit more than Dennis Jenkins.
And I get it, man. I feel like sometimes we have these types of players and things of that nature that we probably were like, you know what, I just don't see it. From a lot of people, that is a Karis LeVert. I haven't really gotten to one of those players on this squad, not yet. I do believe that Dennis is going to have a little bit of a bounce back, but I believe the person, and rightfully so, I'm glad that Anson made him the bum of the week, is Jalen Duren. That's the guy who's supposed to be getting the money. That's the guy who's supposed to have the expectation. That's the guy that Trajan Langdon at the trade deadline, he made certain moves because Jalen Duren's supposed to be that number 2.
Yeah,
and that's where I'm saying I think the energy needs to be more that way.
But I'm going to defend Anson here. If you're going to play 22 minutes, you shouldn't be 1 for 9, Kool-Aid. Orlando played Tristan Da Silva 21 minutes. He got 7 points. He was 3 of 6, and he had 4 boards. Okay, so you got a guy out there. You're going to play him that many minutes. The 1 for 9 doesn't cut it.
No, not at all.
Period.
Not at all. But when I look across the box score, there's a lot of vets on there who didn't cut it. Period. There's a lot of guys who are the longest
Tobias
tenured,
Harris, you're saying?
The longest tenured Piston on this squad, who was supposed to be our playoff saver, didn't cut it. So that's what I'm saying. If we're going to have that energy, just keep that energy across the board.
Amen.
If we're going to pile it on one side, this is like, what type of game is this? Let's at least make it more balanced so we can actually have a conversation when we talk about what the Pistons actually need to do better. Because Danis can play perfect, and that team still is not going to go out there and win that game with how, when you look through that box score, it was Cade and everybody else. That's the point. Danis can go out there and play perfect, and if Duren and Stu and Tobias and Asar and JB come out the way they did last game, what are you going to talk about? Great, Danis got his D back, but the Pistons
I know,
again?
but Anson's point is this: if you're going to warrant that many minutes, then you've got to be productive in the minutes. And if you're not going to be productive, well, you can't blame. So you can't say Duren and Harris and JB and Asar and not include Dennis Jenkins just because he's not.
Include him. I'm saying it shouldn't be all Ish runs downhill on the Danis train. Is all I'm saying.
Right.
Do you think Dennis Jenkins is a good ball handler?
I think he's just a decent backup point guard for this squad. That's all I think
he's
he
a good
is.
3. I think he's a good 3.
Yeah.
Like, if I had a
Like a
better
backup
ball handler,
ball
yeah.
handler.
If he's the third point guard on my team,
he should be the 12th man on a playoff team.
on.
I'm telling you, like the guy is undersized. The one good thing that he does is defend. He's very athletic for how small he is. You've seen him get up and dunk. I mean, the guy's athletic.
He's 6'4", though.
He makes bad decisions as a distributor. He jumps in the air to make decisions all the time. He takes risky passes, forced risky passes. He goes to the rim and then gets stuck under it and just, like, if you watch this guy's game for the last month, you know where to be when he goes to the rim. If you have a shot blocker up, he's not going to shoot, and he's going to look to outlet. The guy gets himself in trouble all the time against real competition. We saw him absolutely exposed in game 1. My problem with him is can he hit threes? Sure. Should he be the one taking as many threes and shots that he does? I'm sorry, you guys can keep putting up all those numbers and all those points that he. What's that?
I don't even think he had a turnover.
He had
in the
one
first
turnover
game.
and he had 4 other plays
Is he
that were
scored for
such
it?
bad passes to
not
guys
scored.
that ended up in their hands, and then they got it knocked away from them, and they got the
He
turnover.
averaged 1.5 turnovers during the season and has none for the playoffs right now. Just being true. I'm not saying that there's not things to improve on,
tell
but
you
it's
what,
a guy
man.
playing his first game.
You can scout
as the
for another
backup
squad.
individual.
I don't want you on my scouting squad. That's for damn sure. If
I
you
don't
think
need to
that
be in
he's
your
a
scouting squad. I didn't
legitimate
ask you to be in
player,
your scouting
he's
squad.
terrible.
What did I say? I
He's
want to be on
terrible.
Anson's scouting squad. What did I ask for that?
I hope you don't.
I don't want to be.
You wouldn't be on it.
I've been on my own.
You wouldn't be on it.
multiple
You're gonna
levels of
need your own.
basketball,
You're
bro.
going to need your own.
Pro-am,
Says the guy who wanted to trade Duran at the
D2,
beginning of last
all of
season
that.
and denies it.
I never said that.
You did, and everyone in here absolutely confirmed it.
Who's
Don't
everybody?
give me that shit.
Who's everybody?
You're the pro
person that was
scout.
here in
Who's
front of it.
everybody?
Hey,
You
Because
really
I
bet.
read
That's
it.
fine.
You are the
It's
equivalent.
amazing when I actually have my own written articles
see,
in my
now
own
see,
Woodward
I'm-
Pistons.
You
Go
challenge
back
me,
and read
I'm
it.
gonna
Now I
bring
know
it
he's
out.
not reading in his
You
head.
challenge me, I'm gonna bring it out.
You are the equivalent to Chris Draper that's associated with the Pistons. You are the chief scout for the Pistons. I wasn't sure if you were aware of that, but now you are. Okay.
No, it's crazy, man. Because
You
I've
wrote
actually,
you wrote
I've
an article.
won things in basketball.
So you wrote
I've
an
gotten
article.
awards for basketball.
You-
I've
no,
actually
that-
scouted on different levels.
That's what
Well,
he's.
then why am I even here
Like,
talking
what are we
hoops?
talking
You're
about?
the expert, right?
What are we talking about?
You're the king.
You're the
on.
one on the desk.
You're the Kool-Aid king.
Nobody said I was cool at anything. You're the one on the desk.
Hold on.
You're the one on the desk.
That's why I
We
said
just
you're
talking
not on
hoop.
my scouting team.
That's fine.
Well,
Nobody
that's-
asked
you're-
you to
Get
be.
Danis.
But you're not
Sign him up.
you're not
Give him
hurting
for
his
5
you are
years.
not hurting his feelings by saying he's not on your scouting team. I just want you to know that.
I get
That's
it.
number one. And number two, what he said and that got your ire is that you said that Jalen Duran should be traded before the season.
I never said that.
Did you say it or not?
No.
Okay.
Never said that.
Okay. That's
never in my life.
Get KG on the line.
Okay.
Never in my life said that.
Okay. That's the clarification we needed. And you mentioned that something about writing an article.
Yes.
Okay. What did then clarify the article?
I have several articles.
I'm
where I
asking for the
discussed
one about Duran. That's all.
With Jalen Duran. The only thing I ever suggested was bringing in another big that can teach him the aspects of physicality. And that's in print.
Okay, that's fine. That's good. I'm just trying to get clarification so people understand instead of things going off the rail and people talking over one another, you get the opportunity to defend exactly what you were saying because nobody heard it. So now we know, and now we can go to break for a state's title and
Cap.
pure psychiatry.
Pure cap.
All right. Call it what
You
it
got a
is,
state's
bro.
title.
Do I?
You do.
It's in here somewhere. State's title
Told you we should have stayed with the Torkelson
Nabi
topic.
Scott, the
You guys
best
don't
in
want to
the
listen to me,
business.
though.
The state's title agency, guys. Again, the title agent works on your behalf. He's not on the team of the lender. He's not on the team of the realtor. He's on your team. And again, Nabi is the best. Give him a call. You see the numbers there. You can reach him directly or get him at his office. They make closings simple and convenient. They are a state's title agent.
Right after this, these guys are going to go to Pure Psychiatry because they need some help. They need to sit down on a couch and they need to talk to somebody.
We'll work out our
And
problems.
neither one of them will have the same program as the other. You know why? Because Pure Psychiatry makes sure that it's not cookie cutter, that it's specifically for the individual. If you need some help with your stress, if you need some help with getting along, then Pure Psychiatry is there for you. Go to PurePsychMI.com today.
Planet Fitness now has even more best-in-class strength equipment. Join today for $1 down and save.
We're stepping it up.
We're not slowing down.
Finding new faith, new focus.
Love that new equipment smell.
So, you in?
Join the club today. Save when you join for just $1 down, $15 a month. Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet.
Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon. Braylon Edwards and Shep Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you.
You know how some things are so good they should be world famous, but they're not? Our house-made vinaigrette is one of those things. And the antipasto salad, we drizzle it over. Same with our hand-battered chicken tenders. Original recipe soups and pasta sauces. It's almost as if our original, world-famous Detroit-style pizza is mocking them. And that's not very nice.
Why do we fight? We fight to protect the innocent, to hold the powerful accountable, to bring the oppressors to justice. Why do we fight? We fight to secure and preserve our civil liberties, to get each and every one of our clients the justice they deserve, and to make the lives of real people just like you whole again. ThenFights.com.
Find your sun with Sun Cruiser Vodka Iced Tea. Made with real iced tea and real vodka. Cold, refreshing, and made for moments like these all year long. Let the good times cruise with Sun Cruiser.
This is a hungry bear. This is Carl and Jeff. Carl isn't worried because he has focused energy to spare thanks to Thrive energy pouches. Jeff didn't use Thrive when Carl offered. The bear is happy about that. Don't just survive. Thrive.
Danis, get y'all's bets in on that plus-minus minutes tomorrow night. Caesars Sportsbook app, the official sportsbook of Woodward Sports. Because you can place any bet up to $1,000, and if you lose, you get that back. It sounds loco as fudge, but all you got to do is scan that QR code, enter the code Woodward1000. If that first bet doesn't hit, you get your deposit back up to $1,000. One whole stack back just for giving it a shot. Minimum bet $20. Download the Caesars Sportsbook app today. The official sportsbook of Woodward Sports. Use code Woodward1000 or scan that QR code on the screen. And most people think energy comes in a 16-ounce can full of sugar in neon-colored liquid. Oh, my gut, though. We all know better. It's time to upgrade your game with Thrive Energy Pouches. This ain't yo daddy's dip. It's tobacco-free, nicotine-free, mental powerhouse packing 300 mgs of clean, smart caffeine. No jitters, no sugar crash, zero bloating. Grab your pouches today. Scan that QR code on your screen or visit dipstop.com. Use promo code WSM for 15% off your entire order. Seriously, y'all, they just effing work.
And let me tell you about Sam Adams. You might be saying right now, whoa, Shep's hair just got a lot less gray. So did these skies out here. Beautiful Michigan. Summer's rolling around. Perfect beer for the warm weather. Sam Adams Cherry Wheat. Get $5 shorts of Sam Adams Cherry Wheat at any Art and Jake's location. Monday, Thursdays, and Saturdays. Made with real Michigan cherries. Please drink responsibly.
Oh, man. We wound up with two state guys.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Shep had some things to take care of, so we welcome a man that a lot of you do know if you guys watch the watch parties. He joined us this summer.
Or the Fantasy Jerks. If
That's
you
right.
tuned
The
into
Fantasy
that
Jerks.
earlier in
That's
this
true.
year. We will be back.
That's right. This is Mr. Bomarito. Brendan is joining us for the end of the show here. This guy is, I love you, Kool-Aid, but I don't see you as much. This is my favorite person to talk hoops with right here. And we are in the midst of a spirited hoops debate right now.
You see how he did me?
Well, bro, I barely see you here, man. My office is right next to his.
Brendan. No.
So, Brendan, before we get in too far into the NBA playoffs and the Pistons, tell us your opinion of Danis Jenkins. I do think I agree with a lot of what Anson's been saying, but not to that extent. I do think that he is much needed as a secondary ball handler in this offense. I do think that he looked like, I was at that game on Sunday, and I said it to my girlfriend. I was there. It's like, this guy's playing like me right now, just looking for only his shot, only to score, nothing but the team. He's got one of the best players in the league, Cade, right next to him, won't even look at him.
He needs to be out there when Cade is taking a rest. That's when I want Dennis on the floor, running the offense. I don't want to see minutes with both of them in the backcourt.
That's a great point.
That's a JB issue.
That is my opinion.
Yeah. That is a JB issue.
And that's what I'm saying. I think a lot of what we saw was a JB issue. It's adjustments for Duren, adjustments for your, like, all the things we can say about Dennis. He's a G Leaguer. He's from this. He's from. JB should understand this guy's in his first game. And if Cade went through some struggles last year and said, I had to go through this, we have to assume that players who have effectively coming out of non-drafting is going to need some type of adjustment, and you would hope that the coach will hold their hand through it. And we don't know what's going on behind the scenes. We don't know what JB is actually coaching his guys up to do, but I think that we all know this. Up to this point in his career, this is the most pivotal game in J.B. Bickerstaff's career coming up here because extreme adjustments are needed to get better out of guys like Jalen Duren. And I like the way you put it. I agree with some of the things Anson is saying as it relates to Dennis's performance in that game, but I also agree with this. Right now, he still plays a very important role for the Pistons, and he's going to get some time, like you alluded to. And that's, Bomber, and that's where I'm like, I want JB to go out there with a masterclass in this next game and prove to everybody, even people in Detroit like myself now, have to go and say, Dad, this is the stuff that people were talking about in Cleveland. Let's see if he's going to actually be able to shed that here in Detroit.
I was shocked I really like your point, because I was shocked in the fourth quarter where the game was at when they brought out Dennis next to Cade. Mm-hmm. And I'd like to see a lot less of that. I agree. He is. I mean, I was looking at it. Dennis Schroeder nearly averaged 30 points a game, or 30 minutes a game. He was around like 27, 28 minutes a game in that series last year. And he was crucial, and we don't have that secondary ball handler. I just I'd like to see a little less minutes.
I still think he could be that guy.
What's that?
The chat was wondering about Shep. I let him know that he cussed us out and left.
No, we knew beforehand that he had to leave.
In a fiery rage.
All right, so let's shift gears. We already know where we're at with the Pistons. I want to know your Final Four. Kool-Aid, I want to start with you. I want to know who you think is in the Western Conference Finals and who you think is in the East.
Part of me wants to kind of do the old curmudgeon thing and just believe it's going to be goodness gracious, some aspect of some SGA and some Joker there. But what you see with Wemby right now, this guy going out there and sweeping unanimously the Defensive Player of the Year award. This is a guy who we said, don't let him start winning awards, especially MVP, or else he's going to take over.
For the next decade.
I don't know with that one, but I could see a little bit of Boston and Detroit on the east side. Definitely could. On the west side, that's the one where I'm still mulling it over. I'm still mulling over who's going to be those.
Thunder are there, though, right?
Last two. Thunder.
It's just a matter of who wins that Nuggets and Spurs series.
And that's the thing. I want to be able to push button and say it's going to be Joker. It's going to be the guy who we've seen do this before. But Wemby he's like a wild card.
T-Wolves just tied up the series last night. You guys are just dismissing Minnesota?
Well, I really like the Nuggets to get past OKC, but they're so inconsistent at times. Like, if Jamal Murray's not having a good game, that team is bad. And then the other thing is OKC just understands how to defend Joker better than anybody else in the league, right, somehow with Caruso. To me, though, this feels like we're going to be seeing San Antonio and Boston in the finals. And I think Boston wins with the experience, and the NBA just loves to give titles to Beantown. But I just don't see the matchup going well for OKC, considering Jalen Williams isn't fully healthy. They haven't had that fluidity all season this year, and they got smoked by the Spurs.
That's where I was going to come in. I think that my Final Four I want it to be Pistons and Knicks, just because I want them back in the Eastern Conference Finals. Please. That would be the sweetest revenge ever, to beat them and go to the finals. I do think it's going to be Pistons-Boston. I do think that Boston will make it to the finals, but I think the Spurs win this whole entire thing. I think it's going to be Spurs-OKC in the West. I think people think, okay, it's too early. We've seen all these stats about there's no player in a long time since, Meekin in 1947 that
George
won a
Mikan,
championship.
huh?
George Mikan.
Going way back.
Remember your Mikan drills, everyone.
Minneapolis Lakers.
There you go. But he was the last one to win a championship in his second year, I think, and his first ever time in the playoffs. I think that Wemby is just going to start doing things that we've never seen before. This guy is an alien. This guy is here. He is meant to have this greatest of all-time path if he could stay healthy enough to take it, that I think he's going to start knocking off some of these earliest two, youngest two records, because I do think he is already that good. Even though this is the worst Wemby we've ever seen, I still think, and with the team they have around him, with Castle, who's coming in a phenomenal role, might be All-NBA if some people, well, I guess not, they let Cade and Luka in.
A year or two away.
But they have a great team around him already, and how they played the Thunder this year, that you just kind of saw it, that they knew that they were going to match up against him in the playoffs, and they wanted to let them know, like, we can beat you. We are here.
You can't even beat us. 3-0 against them. You had the same moment when it came to Wemby, right? The same moment that I did.
Oh, yeah.
Where you were like, this is the guy.
Yeah, and we talked about that. It was all the way back when he played Scoot Henderson in an overseas game, and you're just watching him shoot his own three-pointer and then get his own put-back dunk
in the air
off of his own three-pointer without it ever touching the ground. I've never seen someone do that before in my life.
Super freak.
And then he has the duffel bag of a Kevin Durant and a Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Yes,
He's just
100%. I think De'Aaron Fox is the key to that team. A little bit of a volatile guy, was looking like one of the top 10 players in the league, gets shipped out of Sacramento, finding his role in that big three that they've created over in San Antonio. If they can keep him for years and keep him happy, that team is truly terrifying. Ken, where are you at? Who you see in the West and the East finals?
I mean, I pretty much feel the same way I felt all season. OKC against them Spurs. Out in the West, and then much like Bomber here, I want Pistons and Knicks just
so
to
bad.
Get that rivalry
You think
heated up.
You think the Peasants can beat the Celtics?
I don't.
They
That's
have,
why,
though.
realistically, I think
for
the
sure.
Celtics.
They did it last year.
Pistons. Celtics. I just want the Knicks. I really want to knock the Knicks out and get that full redemption on them.
So, assuming we get past Orlando, how concerned are you guys about Cleveland? Kool-Aid, I want to ask you that first.
I mean, Cleveland's interesting because of the move they made at the trade deadline to go out there and get another scorer and a ball handler that can make it difficult.
And a
on
defender in
like
Keon Ellis that's going to directly match up with Cade.
Yeah, and that is definitely a factor. I still believe Cade will show out, but it's definitely a factor. You want to be able to make sure that you can avoid some of the disruptions to the offensive rhythm that you see Orlando doing right now, and that's something that can happen in that case. It's not just if he matches up with Cade, but if they say, you know what, we'll stack your defensive minutes and match up against Daniel Jenkins to try and push him into some more uncomfortabilities. But for me, it's really what they'll be able to do on the offensive side. Those teams that have high IQ, decent scoring, decent ball handling guards at both positions absolutely take the Detroit Pistons defense apart. And you're seeing that with Orlando right now. You saw it with San Antonio. And when Tobias was asked about it, he was like, yeah, you know that San Antonio game, put some stuff on tape. We just got to mix in more movement and actions and rhythms and things like that. But I don't know if that's naturally a part of the Pistons. And so that one is an interesting one. I still take the Pistons over the Cavs. I would assume that one goes about 7 games just because of the high-level talent that they do have and the pressure they'll be able to put on the Pistons defense. Keep that, because as much as we like Asar and Ron Holland and Beef Stew and these guys as it relates to their man-to-man defense, when that defense, when the offense starts to swing the rock, the Pistons defense gets just a little bit weaker.
You worried about Cleveland?
Yes. That team, I feel like, is just a human flamethrower. They have 2 guys. James Harden looks the best that he has in the last 5 or 6 years. Just had a complete resurgence in this offense. And Donovan Mitchell he's starting to be one of the most underrated guys in the league. I feel like they don't bring him up in these conversations about top 5, 6, 7 guys in the NBA. But I think he is that, and I think this team, very complete, playing at a very high level right now, and their offense is going to be very tough to handle. We need our shooters and our guys to be knocking down shots that they weren't.
And I'll be real, James Harden is the reason why I do feel a little bit more confident in a Cleveland Cavaliers team to be able to actually do something in this postseason, because in the past, for as much as people talk about J.B. Bickerstaff and the adjustments or lack thereof that he did or didn't make in the playoffs, Donovan Mitchell has been a guy who has continued to melt underneath the increasing pressure of the playoffs. And so now you got a James Harden who he just balls wherever. That might help them out a lot. Like if
he also has had his playoff struggles in the last decade of his career, though. It's going to be a thing where when one guy falls off, can the other guy pick it up for you? Because they both have been, playoff droppers in some things, but they both have amazing, amazing playoff moments and known as guys that can, okay, you could have a game where James Harden's going to score 40, you're probably going to win that one. You're going to have a game where Donovan Mitchell's going to score 40, you're probably going to win that one. That's 2 off the board, like right there.
Yeah.
So
I got to be honest. I think Cleveland is the team that no one's talking about, and not for good reason. They have so many great players on that team.
You said Cleveland?
Yeah.
Most underrated team in these playoffs.
100%.
The entire playoffs.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I agree completely. They scare the hell out of me. They really, really do. Last thing here. Who you guys been watching this first round? Aside from Pistons. And I'm not going to answer my Final Four until Thursday. Yeah. I need to see the team that comes out because I'm not sure that they can get past Cleveland. I'm not sure that they can get past Orlando if they look like they did in Game 1. And I do think that this is a 7-game series. But who are you guys watching? What matchup has your interest most?
I mean, I've found my eyes glued to every single Wembanyama game that I can watch ever since about halfway through this season. So just watching him, and you see Tim Duncan and David Robinson in the crowd just like smiling ear to ear, that next San Antonio center there to carry the legacy. I've been watching that, but I think bar none the best round 1 matchup is Nuggets-Timberwolves. I think a lot of people disregard the T-Wolves. They had some struggles late in the season, and everyone loves the Nuggets to maybe even make or win the whole entire thing. But I think that, Minnesota tying it up last night, Anthony Edwards, 30 points, that's definitely a series to watch.
Yeah, I like that matchup. Two teams that were just in the finals not so long ago, right?
Yep.
What about you? What are you watching that's not Pistons?
Man, I'm sorry, but one of my guilty pleasures in this NBA is watching Jalen Johnson play. Yeah. He's really, really good. The Atlanta Hawks, really, I've been calling for them to please snip the Trae Young experience and watch your team take off. And I said, until that, you guys will be in the all-dysfunction team. And you look at them. This team only went downhill from their peak with Trae Young to the moment that they traded him. And as soon as they traded him, it's like they reached heights, and as it relates to their expectation and potential, that I never thought was going to be possible when they had Trae Young there. Jalen Johnson's doing this thing. And the Atlanta Hawks did several things that I would have wanted the Pistons to do. And one of those, they brought in a guy like a C.J. McCollum. And that was so crucial for them. Now a guy like Jalen Johnson.
For nothing. We wouldn't be arguing about Danis if he was here. Kool-Aid silent. That's weird.
CJ was that was one of the ones I was like, bro.
Yeah.
Like, what are we? And then when you see him get traded for nothing, it's like, bro.
And we were close to drafting him when he first came out. I've been a fan of him ever since.
32 points, man.
He's been one of the most underrated players for his whole career, but this year, his clutch ability is...
He's a shot maker,
all the
man.
Pistons needed. They didn't even
He is
need
a killer.
A number 2 to go out there and score. They just needed what C.J. McCollum has done to the Pistons for like the last 3 or 4 years. He's not even really pedestrian in the first 3 quarters, and then the fourth quarter starts and it's like, stop. We're trying to actually break the 28-game losing streak. Yeah. Like, that's what you see here. Like, obviously the 32 points is nice, but what he's able to do in those fourth quarters, that's all the Pistons need. And Cade, in my opinion, is lacking from that department. Even if I do believe Jalen Duren can pick up some slack from quarters 1 through 3.5, what happens in those absolute clutch moments when you need those types of players? CJ is one of those guys, and I think that he does give the Atlanta Hawks, he gives them I'm going to say this, an advantage, an edge. I really do. I would not be surprised if they found a way to knock off the Knicks. Would not be surprised.
Most of these games are going to come down to Jalen Brunson versus C.J. McCollum, iso ball in the clutch, one-on-one. And I don't know if there's many guys that you would take over C.J. McCollum, how he's been playing the past few months right now.
He's hot. He's hot. And you know what was funny? I think you'll like this, Anson. Let's kumbaya over this. The New York Peasants, right? Did you see what they did? Did you see what the Atlanta Hawks game plan was? Go right at Jalen Brunson. And
he's a liability defensively, man. I never get it.
1.77 points, like a defense possession. That's insane.
The guy's undersized and he can't defend. I've never understood why more teams don't do that. You heard the breakdown from our Detroit Pistons beat writer, Mr. Kool-Aid, with a hell of a scouting department he has. Let's pay a couple bills real quick and bring it back for the mailbag. Please.
And I want to be in your scouting
button,
department, Anson. I would like to be on your scouting department.
I love you, buddy. Who are we going to real
Depends
quick?
on what we're scouting, though.
We're talking Doc Pierce.
You take me out to some of them nightclubs. Wait. Dr. Pierce and Buddies.
Are you sure about that one? I'm not sure about
Hi, honey.
that one. What? Hey, listen, Doc Pierce is going to be in here on Thursday. He was here earlier today, joined BDE. Dr. Jeff Pierce of the Michigan Sports and Spine. Braylon trusts him. DMAC trusts him. You can reach him there, 248-426-9944, or that QR code above my head. Whether you're trying to get back in the game or whether you just trying to get right, he is the guy to get in touch with. You can reach him at michigansportsandspine.com or 248-426-9944.
Buddies. Everybody knows Buddies is the best pizza around town, but on Monday, April 27th, they are hosting the 50th annual Slice for Life fundraiser. When you dine in or carry out at any Buddies location on Monday, 20% of the total sales will be donated directly to the Capuchin Soup Kitchen. Buddies raised over $4 million for this amazing cause since 1976.
Shout out.
You could also order all month long from their limited veggie collection, as seen on the screen right there. I've had that beautiful tomato pie at one of our watch parties, and it's amazing. They donate $1 for every item sold off of that veggie collection. So have a great meal, support a great cause with Buddies and the Slice for Life.
You know how some things are so good they should be world famous, but they're not? Our house-made vinaigrette is one of those things. And the antipasto salad, we drizzle it over. Same with our hand-battered chicken tenders. Original recipe soups and pasta sauces. It's almost as if our original, world-famous Detroit-style pizza is mocking them. And that's not very nice.
Injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon. Braylon Edwards and Shep Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like DMAC. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to michigansportsandspine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you. Game is won in the trenches, and our big fellas don't mess around. The Woodward Heavyweights on Woodward Sports. You smell that? That's Brad Holmes cooking, and the off-season smells good. Woodward Sports.
The home of the steak on the stone is another place else other than Black Rock Bar and Grill. See all their locations up there. They've got 7 in the state, and we just checked out Sault Ste. Marie last week. Every Tuesday's Tasty Tuesday, $13.99. You get a feast on a half pound of ribs, coconut shrimp, and fries. And on Thursdays, you get a 6-inch sirloin, shrimp scampi, your choice of super salad, and a side for only $19.99. Check them out at blackrockrestaurants.com. And Supreme Lending, they're our new partner, guys, and they are unbelievable. We've had Chad and Chris in here a few different times. I'm going to tell you again, start the process now. You might be not buying until summer. You might be thinking about next year. Get on the phone with these guys. They are going to get you ready and get every I dotted, T crossed. There's so many things that go into refinancing and purchasing a home. It's a lot. They're there to help you get it all taken care of and get you in the best position to get the best rate possible. Also, 0 down payment programs available. You can also get up to $500 back on your appraisal if you mention Woodward Sports.
Where can I get that haircut and have a good time?
Get your haircut at Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. That's where we are at every day of the week. Guys, let's be honest. We like simple stuff. We like things uncomplicated. Walk in, sign in. Before you know it, you're handsome and clean. Lady Jane's open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
And draft week.
And then are you guys ready for the ultimate party mixed with the ultimate relaxation this Thursday for round 1 of the NFL draft? All the coverage with all your favorite Woodward sports personalities plus expert analysts insight. Do not miss it. This Thursday, 8 p.m., we will be at the Massage Chair House for our Woodward Sports draft party. And shout out Eric Duncan, the Wellness Doc. Go check out his YouTube channel. New videos dropping at the Wellness Doc.
And we back. Shout out to Brendan again, man. Shout out to you, B. It's dope to see you up there, man.
It is. He earned it, man. You guys don't even know. This guy came here, did broadcasting at Michigan State, go green, and they hired him for sales.
I am the sales guy, by the way. Kool-Aid will link my thing in the chat. If you have anything, any company that you want advertised on Woodward Sports, hit me up. Email me at brendanb@woodwardsports.com.
That's right. Brendan, A-N, right?
B-R-E-N-D-A-N.
There you go.
Yeah. At Woodward Sports.
Yes, at woodwardsports.com.
I got to throw you some flowers, man. He was filling some massive shoes here. Shout out Brady. You have done an amazing job. We look forward to having you involved in more shows, brother.
Yeah, we should. You know what? WSN sales and promotions, not just sales. Yeah,
and
like
fantasy football,
and fantasy football, and remote events.
Hoops, ball knower.
We do a lot.
That's right. The guy, he can do it all. And we appreciate you guys. Appreciate Mr. Cam, Mr. Sweet Potato Cam, of course, Kool-Aid, the scout.
What up, though, man?
Brendan, the salesman. And I am Anson Wells. Tomorrow we'll be back. Braylon Show with Shep. Have a good night.
Hey,
peace.
Let's rock out.
Looking for your daily sports fix? Look no further. Join Braylon Edwards, the University of Michigan legend.
Lofting it right corner of the end zone for Braylon, up in the air. Touchdown, Michigan!
And Shep.
Do you believe this comeback?
Your favorite sports commentator as they tackle the hottest topics in the world of sports. Catch the Braylon Edwards Show with Shep, Monday through Friday from 2 to 4 p.m. on the Woodward Sports Network. Get ready to laugh, learn, and love sports like never before.